said yesterday, amid a push for more information about Jeffrey Epstein's clients. He's talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, an Epstein associate convicted of her role in his sex trafficking scheme involving underage girls. Epstein committed suicide awaiting trial.
Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence behind bars. The discussion lasted for several hours, and while the DOJ is not commenting on what was said, Maxwell's attorney gave us some details.
Ms. Maxwell answered every single question. She never stopped. She never invoked a privilege. She never declined to answer.
Legal experts question whether Maxwell told her version of the truth or the actual truth.
That's Fox's David Spunt. The House Oversight Committee wants to talk to Maxwell, and also issuing subpoenas for her testimony and for Epstein files. That Republican-led committee talked yesterday to former Biden White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain in their investigation into the former president's mental fitness and if his staffers covered up a cognitive decline.
I think he is telling what he knows accurately.
That's GOP Congressman Andy Biggs.
Unlike some other Biden aides who pled the fifth before the House Oversight Committee, former Chief of Staff Ron Klain did speak with lawmakers. In a closed-door deposition, a source tells Fox, Klain said he acknowledged former President Biden was less energetic and more forgetful, but still believed he had the acuity to govern. Klain said Biden often confused names and proper nouns, and it got worse over time, yet he believed the former president still had the mental sharpness to serve as president.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Fighting rages between Thailand and Cambodia second day over a border dispute, prompting tens of thousands of people to flee. At least 15 people killed. As another attempt to stop Israel's war in Gaza fizzles, the U.S. has cut short ceasefire talks in Qatar, saying Hamas is showing a lack of desire. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What's keeping Indianapolis police so busy this morning? Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 81 degrees. We're going up to 90. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Several people have been shot this morning at different locations across Indianapolis. The latest shooting happened about an hour ago near East 35th and North Sherman Drive. That person is alive. However, earlier this morning, police say they received a call from an iPhone crash alert on the city's south side, and when they arrived, a man was shot in his car. Firefighters and paramedics took him to the hospital. He later died. Officers said there was a secondary crime scene that they got from that location. They are investigating that crime scene and looking for whoever shot this man. Today, you can expect...
Once again, we're going to expect another very humid and hot day today. High temperatures will reach the lower 90s.
Jason Puma at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
We will see heat index values into the lower 100s to near 105 degrees as we have this very warm and humid air mass lingering across central Indiana.
And Puma says we will not get any relief from this heat until at some point in the middle of next week. It is race weekend in Indianapolis with the Brickyard 400 set for the Speedway. Austin Cindric will be in the field trying for his second win of the year.
So many drivers in the field that want to have this on their resume, and I hope that we can put our best foot forward and be a contender all weekend. I see no reason why we can't be.
And practice and qualifying are Saturday. The race goes off on Sunday. There is a 60% chance of rain during the race. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott is based in Clinton County, but they're now serving a larger area.
Boone County and Hamilton County, there are just not enough HVAC contractors in those areas to handle the demand. So we can offer a value for them because of our 5-star rating, family-owned, quality.
On the north side, give Jim's a call at 765-601-1461. Jim's is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
All right, construction zone on the south side. It's northbound 65, and it looks fine from 465 up to the south split, at least for now. Scheduled to close over the weekend starting at 9 p.m. tonight. Again, it's northbound 65 on the south side, shutting down tonight from 465 up to the south split, and that closure will last throughout the weekend, so plan accordingly. US 31 is going to get very popular beginning at 9 o'clock tonight, because that's going to be the reroute people try to use. Reminder, that's also under construction, especially the Madison Avenue area, so that's going to be a tough sled. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Craig, good morning to you. The heat rolls on. We have another heat advisory in place for central and southern Indiana until 8 o'clock tonight. We are partly cloudy, hot and humid. We'll also throw a few scattered showers and thunderstorms into the mix at any part of the day today. We'll hit a high of 91, feels like temperatures close to 100 degrees this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy, on and off showers and storms overnight. Super muggy, a low of 74. This will continue into the weekend. Saturday, partly cloudy, on and off showers and storms, a high of 89. Sunday, partly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms, although not as numerous. Sunday's high around 90, feels like temperatures close to 100.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Right now it is 6:06 Friday morning.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. I think there's several different ways I can go with having a discussion about some of the latest documents that have been dropped. Jonathan Turley says that John Brennan might want to lawyer up following Russiagate's doc release. It is interesting the further you dive into everything that Tulsi Gabbard is giving us and everyone that could be affected. Yes, I know a lot of people say Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, those names. And I know there's back and forth discussion. I think there was even a couple appearances on Fox News for some of the Trump administration officials or other politicians in that orbit who've been saying yes and no to certain questions about if they think that Obama himself will actually be in trouble legally and tried for something. But there are a lot of names. I'm not trying to say that I don't think that you should go after as hard as you can the individuals who feel most responsible for the Russiagate collusion thing. And actually, you know what? I have one other thing that I want to say about this as early in the show as I will. I think it's really interesting that left-leaning media now likes to tell us that we can't pay attention to more than one thing at the same time. Does it mean that human nature at times does not do that? Yes, I understand. That does happen. But in the society we live in right now, I can pay attention to more than one thing if I feel like they're both really important. I don't have to lose my interest in the Epstein client list or anything else because you release documents that show me that, hey, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, former President Biden, everybody came up with this Russiagate thing to harm the first Trump presidency. And I do think it's also interesting how it parallels the idea that right now at the beginning of this presidency, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff now feels as though it's derailing Trump when he's cruising. It feels very similar to 2016 in that way. You take the office, you start doing a lot of the things that you promised us you were going to do. You may not do everything. You might not clean the swamp in a day or a week or a month or any of those sort of things, but you do start the ball rolling. And then all of a sudden, this giant thing that the Democrats seem to be pushing winds up being over your head that you can't get away from. If I were President Trump, I would feel the Groundhog Day moment of it. Absolutely. And I think that that's a big part of where they're going with some of this information now. Inevitably, and I know that Trump again said this yesterday, that when and if, you know, all of that data with Epstein does come out, and he's saying that he's pushing for it now. I know Republicans also voted to not really allow anything to happen until September. So I know there's a dual message going on there, but I think that time is infinite. This will inevitably happen. And I do believe that it strengthens his case, since Democrats had every ability to do this themselves and didn't while they were in office. That now they're pushing for it. Now they're demanding it. Now they're behaving like they've had no control over this narrative the entire time, when it's obviously been the exact opposite. There was also several different stories about how Ghislaine Maxwell might be giving more information to the Deputy Attorney General and to others. I know that Fox and others reported on that story too. And so I just find all this interesting. To be honest with you, and I'll say this right at the start of the show too, I really don't want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. It's not that I don't care about the case. It's that I want concrete information before I revisit this topic. And we don't actually have that. And I'm not saying, again, that I want to ignore it and let it go into the ether the way that maybe Trump or someone else has told me to in the past. I'm happy that other people are pushing this narrative hard enough that we will continue to get information. I am glad about that. At the same time, until that occurs, I do feel like we're just treading water. I think we're just continuing to say the same thing over and over again until inevitably we finally get that proof of whoever it is and however many people there are that were responsible for one of the more horrific sex trafficking stories in our country in recent years. All right. On that note, we will take a break. I promise we will have fun. We will do other things throughout the show today. They don't just dive into this topic, even if it's still all over the place. And even as we look closer at some of the things that might be coming out now that get a whole lot of people in trouble for totally different controversies and things that they attach to Trump that had no reason to actually be there, like Russia. This is Craig Collins filling in, Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
This is Alex Brown. A new program aims to train early childhood educators in Jasper. More at 6:32 on Inside Indiana Business. Nominations are now open for IBJ's Women of Influence Awards. Submit your nomination by August 1st at IBJ.com, then join us in October to honor the class of 2025.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country. When you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
Connect with a local divorce attorney today. Text divorce66 to 323232. Divorce66 to 323232. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
This is the soundtrack of summer.
Some memories last forever.
A cow says...
Some memories thrill.
This is a roller coaster.
Some memories chill.
Listen to the lemon shake-up.
And new memories are waiting at your Indiana State Fair. Presented by Get Prepared Indiana. Save now on discounted tickets.
Mark your calendar for August 1st. George's Medical Equipment is celebrating their new retail space with an open house from 10 to 1. There will be a grill out starting at 11, free battery checks, and a chance to win a lift chair. Whether you're looking for medical supplies, mobility aids, or respiratory equipment, their team is ready to help. Located behind Planet Fitness at 7434 Shadeland Station. George's accepts Medicare, Medicaid, most third-party Advantage plans, and all waiver programs.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Pretty good, Craig. Inbound 69, no trouble coming in from Fishers. Happy Friday. Fishers looking good from State Road 37 down to 465. No disruptions as you make your way into the 465 and into that clear path construction zone. By the way, no trouble moving here at the moment through that construction zone on the northeast side. That includes I-69 and 465. That should be done at the end of the year. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered showers, thunderstorms mainly after noon today. Partly sunny, hot, a high of 93. Hey, that's nice. I like that they're on brand for today. Heat index does value us at over 100, though, which is not nice. 78 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Is this the movie theme moment now?
Yeah, we're on the Titanic together.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like that we're starting it off. We do the TV thing at the end of the show, the Titanic at the beginning of the show. You know the sad part about this? No, I shouldn't tell you guys. It's too early in the morning. All right, maybe I could tell you guys. There may be a video that exists somewhere on social media of me and a bunch of Irish dudes singing the Titanic song, the Celine Dion song, very drunk in a karaoke bar. That may exist. It may be out there in the world.
Initiation.
Say that again?
Was this an initiation of some sorts? You know, kind of.
It was not. I wouldn't call it initiation. It was a moment of stupidity that was brought on by bartending over the summer with a bunch of Irish dudes.
Oh, what could go wrong there? I mean, seriously.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, where do you find this video? That'd be fun.
No, it might be difficult to find. I might have tried to purge every copy of it off the internet. There might just be one that I might know about that's still out there because one of the Irish dudes has never answered my request to delete it. But that's it. That's a thing that might exist there that I immediately think of whenever I think of Titanic. That, and I've also never seen the movie. I don't know if anyone knows that. Yeah, I know. I refuse at this point, Carl. And actually, you know what? I'll tell you why for this one, too. And this is a very stupid reason. Titanic came out in 96, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, somewhere around.
Or 97, something like, I think it was 97.
Yeah.
So I was 12, I think, when that movie came out. And when it comes out on tape, which takes a couple years later or something like that, there was a moment where someone asked me if I wanted to watch that movie. And I think I was still in grade school. I don't know how quickly this movie came out after it was out in theaters. And I thought it wasn't allowed to watch it because I knew about the naked lady. And my family did not let you watch movies until you were old enough for that kind of stuff. And I remember my friends all made fun of me at the time because, like a 12-year-old or whatever, this is exactly the thing you should be doing with your life, watching that one moment of that one movie. And I did not. And so it became a big thing, and now to this day, it's a stance that I'm taking.
Craig, I wouldn't take my 12-year-old to see the Titanic either. I mean, it's how are you going to get that kid on a pontoon boat whenever they get into high school? I mean, it's
true.
Not to mention, it's just, you have the nudity and everything else in it, and I just, that's kind of a foul movie. I mean, I didn't see Ghostbusters until I was 19. My parents were like, "No, you can't see it."
Oh wow!
I'm kidding. No. I saw Ghostbusters when I was a kid.
I like how you wouldn't stick with that joke. I really like that one. Yeah, no, I know.
Getting into my dad's DMs, feel like you're an awful father.
Yeah. You know, I remember, I think I was like sick. I forget what it was, but it was like a really bad cold that took a couple days. And my mom let me for the first time watch a PG-13 movie. And I think I was only 12 years old.
Wow.
And I think it was Celtic Pride, which is a really not good movie to be the movie that you get to watch as your first PG-13. Celtic Pride is about two fans of the Boston Celtics who kidnap a player from a different team in order to, and I don't even like the Celtics. I don't know why I picked this movie. I think it was one of the only things in the movie. It's got like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I remember I was ill, and my mom's like, yeah, you can watch a PG-13 now.
And you're like, Celtic Pride, baby. There's all these movies on Celtic. But remember, the PG-13 back in the day was just, I mean, somebody might have said the S word or wore a bikini or just slipped a nip. I mean, nowadays, PG-13, you're going to get the house, man, because it's not even PG-13. It says, like, you can watch this if you're 16 and above, and Katie bar the door after that because it's going to be everything. It's going to be the whole deal. It's a difference between PG-13 then and now. I mean, it was a big difference.
You know, okay, that's absolutely right. The most interesting thing about Celtic Pride, and I didn't know this, I just Googled it to find it out. The only thing valuable in it is that Judd Apatow, who's now a very famous comedy writer, started his career by writing the story in that movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know, yeah.
Because he made some incredible comedies. He really did.
He has. Yeah. Celtic Pride is not one of them.
Celtic Pride, don't make the list.
Yeah, not even close. All right, some other things out there. Hulk Hogan died yesterday. This was uniquely sad for a lot of people, myself included. And I think maybe, Matt, for you, or Carl, for you, if this is something that you guys grew up at all watching WWE, Hulk Hogan was like the it wrestler of the WWE for a very long time. And so that really kind of makes you and I know he died suddenly of cardiac arrest, I think is what people said. He made his debut in the WWE in 79. He was wrestling in the 80s and 90s when I was a little kid. Either of you want to say anything about Hollywood Hulk?
The way Hogan had a grip over professional wrestling in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s is kind of like how Jordan had the NBA. Or LeBron James had the NBA. And there was everybody else. He had superstars here, there, but there was that one guy. There was that one umbrella. It was him and everybody else. And that was Hulk Hogan. And to the good and the bad sometimes, man. I enjoyed Hulk Hogan so much when I was a kid, and I remember crying when he lost once. And I remember cheering because he lost. Hulk Hogan gave me two of my favorite professional wrestling memories. He got beat by the Ultimate Warrior. He got beat by Bill Goldberg. And both times, at the time, he was so big. You know, for Hulk Hogan to lose the title, he had to sign off on it. I mean, he wasn't just going to go and lay down and lose the title to somebody that he didn't like or he didn't approve of. So for him to lose to Goldberg or for him to lose to the Ultimate Warrior, Hulkster had to be like, okay, it's time to take the strap off me. Let's give it to somebody else. And I'm not going to say he had trouble doing that because we're remembering the good things about him at the moment, but there was a time that maybe he kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit in professional wrestling, and it always made me sad. It gave me a great deal of sadness because I was such a fan when he was a kid, but you have to give him the credit where credit is deserved. I mean, you look at Vince McMahon and the WWE when it was the WWF, so much of that is attributed to the work and the celebrity of Hulk Hogan. So much of that with, the XFL. Would there have been the power to create the XFL without Hulk Hogan? And I know it failed. It didn't matter. I'm saying, would you have had the capital and the fortitude and the know-how without the Hulk Hogan? So he did leave such a legacy on the professional wrestling world. And I know that there was a sex tape and there was the Gawker thing, how he bankrupted Gawker for good reason, for that matter. Gawker put out that tape and then he sued and he won. And Gawker went under because, well, they violated his privacy essentially. Right. So he went through some things too. But as I understand it, he really was this entertainment mogul, this icon that so many kids wanted to be. You wanted to be Hulk Hogan if you were a wrestling fan when you were a kid.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Matt. 100% true. The other big thing about Hulk is that he obviously transcended his sport, and I say sport loosely because the WWE is both a sport and not a sport since it's theater, but it's a difficult form of theater. It's very physical theater. You get punched and kicked for real, while also faking to pretend that you didn't know who was winning from the start of it. But Hulk Hogan was well beyond being just a wrestler. which is something that I think is similar to Michael Jordan, is he went way beyond being just a basketball player to most people in our society. And so it was truly sad to hear that he died yesterday. And after Ozzy Osbourne, man, it just feels like we're waiting for that one more big name. Because it happens in threes.
Yeah, it always happens in threes. Here's the thing about Hulkster. One more thing, Craig.
Sure.
When we were kids, when we were watching Hulk Hogan, there was such a mystique. It was like Santa Claus, because I thought wrestling was real when I was a kid. I thought Santa Claus was real when I was a kid. So Hulk Hogan was a hero. You know, Santa Claus was the coolest thing. I mean, these things, they were fabrications, sure, but they were something we wanted to believe in because we weren't cynical like we are when adults, you know? There was some sort of magic when you were a kid, like this was this great American hero fighting the Iron Sheik, and this great American hero that's trying to preserve this Americana from people like the Ultimate Warrior and all these other evil, these heels, these villains like that were, who was another one? Sergeant Slaughter was a good guy than a bad guy, you know? I mean, we thought wrestling was real, so the mystique of Hulk Hogan went so much further, and that was cool. It was a more innocent time, man.
Yes, absolutely true. I absolutely thought wrestling was real when I was a little kid, and it's heartbreaking as an adult when you first find out that it's not. But then also, I think that one hits home more than some other things for a variety of reasons. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, Morning News. 93 WIBC. Matt's got your traffic.
Northbound 65 out of the north split slow to West Street, and then on the south side, expect a closure coming up this weekend. It's going to be ugly. As long as the weather cooperates, northbound 65 will shut down from 465 to the south split because of construction. It's just a weekend closure beginning at 9 p.m. tonight, then reopening Monday morning before rush hour. So plan accordingly. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5 at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Allegations of government corruption, and the authorities allegedly let it go.
Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
When your car is more than just a car, you need more than just a garage. Expert-level automotive service, customization, and care is available for you at GR Brands campus in Zionsville, home to Graham Rahal Performance and Rahal Paint Protection. From routine maintenance to custom tuning and parts, paint protection film, window tint, and ceramic coating to full-scale custom builds, GR Brands is your all-in-one destination. GR Brands also offers a curated selection of rare supercars when you're ready to elevate your collection. If your passion rests on two wheels, Rahal Power Sports on the GR Brands campus is for you. Featuring Ducati, Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, and Moto Guzzi. Whether you're a collector, a casual rider, or a monster on the track, you'll find the service, sales, and support every rider needs. The perfect ride for your lifestyle is waiting at Rahal Power Sports. Start riding or expand and enhance your two-wheel collection today. From the neighborhood to the track, Rahal Power Sports will help you do it with confidence and style. Make every drive and every ride extraordinary. Start now at GrahamRahal.com/GRBrands.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at TaxPro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-554-3122. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call TaxPro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-554-3122. 800-554-3122. That's 800-554-3122.
At Kingdom Roofing Systems, they do more than just roofing. They believe in honoring those who've served. Kingdom Roofing Systems proudly participates in the Roof Deployment Project, which provides a brand new roof to a deserving U.S. veteran or active duty service member, absolutely free. You can help give back to those who have given so much. If you or someone you know has served, owns their home, and is in need of a new roof, apply today at kingdomroofingsystems.com/RDP. Kingdom Roofing Systems, building roofs, honoring heroes.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's family-owned jewelry store, is dedicated to quality and fine craftsmanship. Let them help you celebrate that special moment in your life. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A former politician will turn himself into prison today. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 80 degrees. We're going up to 89. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:31. Former New York Congressman George Santos will begin his 87-month prison sentence after pleading guilty to federal charges.
George Santos, who represented New York's 3rd Congressional District before being expelled from Congress, pleaded guilty last August to 2 of 23 counts of wire fraud and identity theft. He was accused of inflating fundraising numbers and faking donor names to qualify for financial support from the Republican Party in 2022 when he was elected. Santos made headlines during his campaign with claims that he attended New York University, had worked at Goldman Sachs, and that his parents had fled Nazis during World War II. None of those claims was true. The U.S. House voted to expel Santos after an ethics report accused him of violating federal law involving his campaign finances.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers reporting. President Trump heads to Scotland today for a 4-day private trip, and Happy Gilmore returns to the Greens. Here's Fox's Michelle Polino.
Nearly 30 years after the original film, Adam Sandler returns in Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. This time, Happy's out to make his daughter's dream come true, lacing up for one last comeback to raise $300,000 for her Paris ballet school tuition. Along the way, he reunites with old rival Shooter McGavin, played by Christopher McDonald, and faces off with an energy drink tycoon played by Benny Safdie, trying to take over golf with an extreme new twist.
Remember the happy place I went to? You go to yours.
Julie Bowen also returns, and the film also features Sandler's real-life daughters. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. In an effort to address a growing need for early childhood education in Du Bois County, Ivy Tech Community College Evansville is launching a new apprenticeship program in Jasper. The Early Childhood Educator Apprenticeship Program is designed to provide individuals with an accelerated pathway to a career in education through a series of credentials and certifications. Program Chair Andrea Boberg.
Industry partners, different areas of workforce development have identified a need for more quality child care offerings in Du Bois County. There's not enough to go around.
In addition to 8 weeks of classroom work, participants will be required to complete 2,000 hours of working in the field. Dexter, an Elkhart-based manufacturer of axles, suspension, brakes, and other components for a variety of industries, is announcing a change in leadership. The company said this week that Matt Powell has joined Dexter as its new president, succeeding the retiring Adam Dexter. Muncie-based First Merchants Corporation is reporting second quarter net income of $56.8 million, up from $39.9 million during the same period last year. CEO Mark Hardwick says the bank's strong balance sheet and earnings growth is driving the strength of its business model. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead. We don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery. Unapologetically optimistic. Equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
West Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Terre Haute. Join business and community leaders at Innovate West Central Indiana, a high-energy forum of ideas, innovation, and insight. We're talking talent, technology, and transformation, and what's next for the region. Join us at Indiana State University July 31 for Innovate West Central Indiana, part of the Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
A family whose commitment to historic preservation shows in how they restored the structures on their 800-acre farm has been chosen to receive the 2025 John Arnold Award for Rural Preservation from Indiana Landmarks and Indiana Farm Bureau. The Anderson family of Clinton County own and operate the grain farm and pick-your-own-flower business southwest of Frankfort. The award, named in memory of Rush County farmer John Arnold, will be presented to the Anderson family August 7th during the Indiana Department of Agriculture's Celebration of Agriculture at the Indiana State Fair. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
It's a little bit slow coming out of the north split on northbound 65 to West Street. South side, northbound 65 slow at Raymond. Up to the south split, it is a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design, or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, mainly afternoon today. Partly sunny, hot, a high of 93. Heat index pushes us over 100, though, which is awful. All right, and the temperature right now is 78 in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature provided by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC with sports. Ryan Hedrick.
Craig, good morning at Cambridge Fieldhouse last night.
That'll do it. Fever 80, Aces 70. They've won 2 in a row against Vegas.
John Nolan on the Indiana Fever Radio Network calling the 13th win for the Fever. They did it without Caitlin Clark. Here's Sophie Cunningham.
She's day to day, and so we know that as a team, and so that's helpful to mentally prepare. But I really do think that if we have Caitlin, great, and we know how to play with her. If we don't have Caitlin, great, we know how to play without her.
And the Fever play the Chicago Sky on Sunday. The Indianapolis Colts defense will look a little bit different with their new defensive coordinator, Lou Anarumo.
Coach is coach, player is player. I think Lou is a great coach, and he's been doing a great job for us so far, and we're thankful to have him here in Indy.
And that's defensive end Tyquan Lewis with JMV on 107.5 The Fan Sports, brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Tony Katz, Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A lot of stuff to talk about. Chuck Mangione is the jazz artist that's playing the music, that's pumping us back. Chuck also passed away. I hate to say this. I don't mean to say this on the radio. Anyone who's a big jazz fan obviously knows who Chuck is, or a lot of people know who Chuck is, two-time Grammy winner. But I don't know that he's the big name that would be considered part of the big three with Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. And I don't mean to do that on the air hours after the guy passes away, to say that he's not quite as famous as the others are. But he's certainly a music legend in his own right. And so we're mentioning him here on the show, too. All right, let's get to some of the other things out there in the world, in the news, that I find most interesting. I do want to talk about South Park. And it's a weird thing, to be honest with you, because at times I still think South Park is an incredibly interesting show. And at other times, I don't. And I think the thing that got me about the South Park episode featuring Donald Trump and all the different coverage of it is that I believe that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are better than this. I think they can do funnier things. They can do more elaborate versions of criticizing society or world leaders or whoever it is. And this was lazy. This was the, most extreme version of we're going to pretend that Donald Trump is the same as Saddam Hussein. And if anyone who doesn't know South Park is wondering why I would say that about what the commentary was from South Park, that's what it is in their brains. They basically recreated the character they used to use for Saddam Hussein in one of their movies or some of their TV shows and just made that Trump. So they recycled a lot of things, and they just assumed that people wouldn't really pay attention to that part because they don't care, and because they knew that if you show Donald Trump, or at least some CGI version of him, naked, that you're going to court tons and tons of controversy. It seemed like it was really a middle finger to their network where they desire to be fired. Like, I wonder if in some sort of closed room at some point, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, are like, they got to fire us after this. We don't want to do this show anymore. Because it's not good the way South Park can be quite good, or at least maybe hasn't been for a while when they make fun of certain things. And it's very elaborate. I do love, I'll say this, the things they made that were fun of, woke culture or the attention-grabbing society that some people want us to have. They make fun of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle a while ago, and it was quite funny. They've done a lot of really good things. This just wasn't it. I watched the episode. I understand why the White House would be mad. I don't know if they'll actually sue. I don't think they will. But I understand why people there would be mad, because it just seems to be lazy. And it's not really showing. The biggest thing that Trump said or did in the episode, I did watch it, was that he was going to sue people. And, of course, that's a joke that specific to Paramount and anyone else, they're kind of afraid of. And I think they have reason to be afraid because Trump does keep winning those lawsuits. But anyway, I know it was a big deal. I know the left loved it. I know a lot of people talked about it. But I just don't think it's the intelligent version of humor that South Park occasionally is capable of. I think it was really lowbrow. I think it's something that when they look back in their careers, they'll actually be somewhat ashamed. Not that they took a political stance. They've been doing that for a long time. But that they created something that really wasn't intelligently funny. The way that I think they're proud of the things that usually go viral whenever South Park hits the mark well. And it's something that is actually also very well built. As far as the story goes, this wasn't that. But all right, a quick break, a lot coming up. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
It's hot out there.
The weather's hot.
And when we say hot,
But the headlines, they are even hotter.
I mean extremely hot.
The news of the day is heating up.
There were no weekend curfew violations.
Peaceful weekend in downtown Indianapolis leading up to the WNBA All-Star Game.
The city appeared to be very safe.
Stay cool.
Relief from dangerous temperatures.
Stay informed.
More extreme summer weather across the country.
Stay with 93 WIBC.
Home sales activity is good, not great. So many homes, if improperly marketed, are sitting on the market. Hiring the wrong sales agent will cost you time and money. Hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. The expert realtor I recommend is Mark Dietl. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Kevin and Angela in Greenwood had to say about working with Mark Dietl. The big home was too much, and it was time for Dad to move into a maintenance-free community, but we needed cash from the home to fund the change. We reached out to the Mark Dietl team who helped with the entire process, from selling belongings to prepping the home for maximum value. We went on the market and sold for $5,000 over asking price in less than 7 days. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Northbound 65 slow out of the north split to Meridian Pad, and then northbound 65 south side slow Raymond Street up to the south split because of construction. That's going to be quite the construction zone this weekend. Northbound 65 scheduled to close tonight at 9 p.m. from 465 to the south split. It is a weekend closure only. Yeah, that slice of interstate should reopen early Monday morning before rush hour. But again, that's northbound 65 shutting down 9 p.m. tonight from 465 to the south split on the south side. Plan accordingly. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered showers, thunderstorms afternoon today. Partly sunny, hot, high of 93. That's nice of them to be on brand with us. Heat index over 100, though, which makes it terrible. That temperature is brought to you by 78, by the way. The temperature right now is brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg, Central Indiana's premier arms dealer. They have over 1,200 firearms in stock, the largest selection of used firearms in the area, from pre-Civil War to modern guns. Premier Arms has always put their customers ahead of their profits. They always have ammunition available when a customer buys a firearm. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Find them online at premierarms.com. Premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
The news everyone's talking about, you'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Lots of stuff to talk about on a Friday. I have a question for Matt Bear and for Carl, who hang out every single morning on this very program. Do you guys wear deodorant at home when you're going to be alone for the day?
Oh, yes, especially in this weather. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Carl, you coming out in the trust tree, too, and telling us you wear deodorant when you're home all alone?
I'm never home alone.
I got you. Okay, so the answer is yes for Carl, too.
I'm a married man.
Yeah. Here's the thing. A recent poll showed that 66% of people said yes to that. 24% said no. And my favorite part is some other people couldn't decide. I love when you ask a very basic question and there's people who's like, I'm not sure.
I don't know if I want to wear deodorant or not.
Or they don't know if they want to admit the truth to the survey people, I guess is what this one is. But 24% of people that said, if I'm going to be home alone, I'm not throwing on deodorant. I'm just going to be in my smell. I do it, too.
I love my smell.
The reason why is, like, you can smell yourself. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you smell, and you can tell. And I wouldn't want to do that the whole rest of the day, even if I was, not going to see anyone. It's a necessary component. I also brush my teeth, which I wonder if you would ask these people if they didn't do that, if some of the disgusting people would have been like, nah, don't need that in the morning either.
They don't wipe either.
Oh, Carl.
Who knows? Who knows what they're not doing? No. But I did love that this was a question out there. Is anything you do when you're alone that you would rather not admit on the radio until the fill-in host asks you on Tony Katz the Morning News?
Well, as a single guy, Craig, I mean, as somebody who's perpetually single, you never know. So I'm always like trying to have I don't ever want to smell bad.
Gotcha.
I don't want to ever have the halitosis. There's nothing worse than the halitosis.
No, that is the worst. Yes,
Ooh,
bad breath is going to kill.
And to Carl's point, we always take care of our hygiene, whenever we get done with the business. So it's...
Yeah.
Listen, to me, that's just being an adult. You put on deodorant, you keep yourself clean and maintained. To me, if you have a career, if you're doing things for a living, you have a job, you have to do these things daily. I just can't be like... I got a couple hours today. I'm gonna I'm gonna treat myself to no deodorant. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna treat myself to being disgusting by myself for a while. So I've admitted some of this before on the radio for stuff that I do when I'm home alone. If the missus goes, she's from Mexico, so she might travel home for like a week to see her family. My favorite one, and I feel like you guys have both. I don't know if either of you have liked this or not. It's the rule of one when I cook. It means that I am only going to use one thing to cook and eat my food. So if I make soup, I'm eating it out of the bowl the pot I cooked it in. I'm just going to wait for the thing to cool down. I do this so that I can do less dishes and so I can take more time. My wife thinks it's so dumb and she hates it so much that I can only do it when I'm alone, but I follow the rule of one quite strictly. If I cook a pizza, for instance, and it goes on a pizza tray, I'm eating it off that tray. There's not going to be a plate.
So your wife just watches you eat by yourself? Is that what I'm gathering here?
No. My wife, when she's not around, I break a rule that otherwise I would be a human. I would cook the thing in the pizza tray and then I'd put it on a regular plate. I do these things. But when I'm alone, I have a rule of only one thing to both cook and consume my food, like it's a microwave dinner. I'm mimicking the world of microwave dinner with anything I make to consume.
And that's because of the dishes. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I have the same oatmeal bowl and coffee cup I've been using concurrently for about 6 months now that never gets washed.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
The bowl doesn't get washed?
It gets the old 1-2. You know what I mean? The 1-2, you throw it under the water, and then you dry it, and then you throw the rag in the washer because it has oatmeal all over it because you didn't wash it, like really wash it. So, I give it the 1-2, but it's, you just use it over and over and over again.
Okay, I'm very curious about this. Is it just oatmeal, or has it got the cereal sometimes?
No, there's no cereal in my house. Just oatmeal. Oatmeal and chicken. That's the only food you'll find.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Yeah, is this because you're in good shape, Matt?
I think it's because I don't know how to live. That would be my first guess. Secondly, it's just this idea of trying to keep certain. Yeah, I guess it's because of a certain lifestyle. Yes, you have macros.
I knew it.
So many carbs, so much protein. It's so stupid. It doesn't matter. You're always angry. You're always irritable. You're always hungry. You're always smelling restaurants like the Brazilian steakhouse across from my apartment. The whiff just gets into the apartment. You're like, I want to go eat that food. Oh, no. I'm over my macros today. Who lives like this? What sane person wants to live like this? Nobody. That's why Indiana is so obese, Craig, because everybody's happy. Everybody's happy by eating. I don't eat, so I'm always miserable.
Yeah, I get it.
It's stupid. Why do I live my life like this, man? I was so much happier like 10 years ago when I was just obese, eating Basbos every night, going to Chick-fil-A and DoorDash Alley.
Carl, have we saved a lot of this audio? Because this has been incredible.
No, I don't want to save any of this. I don't want to save me.
Hey, Matt, come on now. No, I got to be honest. The reason I knew that, and I didn't mean for it to spiral there, is my little brother, who got into the same lifestyle you're into a couple years ago, wound up just eating like chicken. And it got to the point where he would just eat it like with almost nothing on it. He would make it. He would consume it day in and day out for lunch and for dinner. And it worked. It made him, much more in shape than he was before. At the same token, man, I don't know if I'd want to do that. I don't know if what I'd want to do is just do the chicken all the time, to that degree of seriousness. But I'm impressed by it. I enjoy other food more.
It makes life so simple. When I see my wife put together the grocery list and she's dinner planning, it was like, before I got married, I just ate the same food every day.
Yeah. Yeah, but my food was delicious that I was eating every day, Matt.
That's
Carl. That's the difference.
Crux. Yeah. Either the food is good or it's not. If you're eating like you want to eat, it's good. If it's not, it's
And
not.
Actually, I know we're up against traffic, and I know we got to take a break, but I will tell you guys at some point about my corn dog eating roommate in college. He's the worst guy, just the worst. So many corn dogs. I don't know how that guy. I doubt he's alive now, to be honest. If I checked it on him, but he had the most disgusting air fryer. Or actual deep fryer and just hot dog or corn dogs. It was bad.
Corn dogs are so weird. It's like, It's like
I
you're
know.
wrapping a bratwurst in bubble wrap and then just
I know.
chewing on
Why?
it. I mean,
Why do you want to feel like you went to a bad carnival every day of your life? Why do you want to feel that way?
Right.
And he did. Okay.
Somebody lost the prize. Here's your $4.
I did. I lost the prize because I lived with him. We'll take a break. Matt's got traffic.
Yeah, Craig, looking at northbound 65 slow from Raymond Street up to the south split. Northbound 65 stopping of traffic from the north split to Meridian Street. And then eastbound 465 wide open from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. That looks pretty good right now, guys. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. Matt Barrett, WIBC Traffic.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Stay on your home court with Franciscan Health's top-rated cardiac heart care. No traveling, no waiting. Just award-winning heart care right where you live. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row for cardiology and cardiac care by health grades, Franciscan Health offers first-in-the-world treatments, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched compassion because we believe every heartbeat is extraordinary. Don't sit on the sidelines with heart trouble. Schedule a same-day cardiology appointment today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jim Scott is the owner, and he says they stand behind their work just like American Standard stands behind their equipment.
We give everybody a 3-year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer gives 10 years. So, yeah, people are pretty well set.
If you're in Clinton, Boone, or Hamilton County, call Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. 765-601-1461. Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country. When you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
Connect with a local divorce attorney today. Text divorce66 to 323232. Divorce66 to 323232. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why forecasters say it's probably not a good idea to be outside too long today. There are multiple crime scenes across Indianapolis this morning, what IMPD is saying, and what happened during day number 2, Indianapolis Colts training camp. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
She has more to say. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Ghislaine Maxwell will again talk with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche today in the Jeffrey Epstein controversy amid a push for files and clients in his sex trafficking of underage girls scheme that she was involved in. Her attorney David Marcus says
she answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
Telling reporters Blanche took a full day and asked a lot of questions, explaining Maxwell never stopped and never invoked a privilege. Maxwell was convicted in 2021 of charges including sex trafficking. The former girlfriend and associate of late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is serving a 20-year sentence at a federal prison in Tallahassee, Florida.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The House Oversight Committee is also planning to interview Maxwell. Yesterday, the Republican-led panel talked to ex-Biden White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain in their investigation into the former president's mental fitness and if a cognitive decline was covered up. Klain told lawmakers that he'd gotten less energetic and more forgetful, but he thought the president could still do the job.
Klain was brought back to help Biden prep before the now infamous debate back in June 2024. Klain said Biden appeared tired and ill, but he had no knowledge of him taking Ambien. This week, Hunter Biden blamed his father's performance on the sleeping pill.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. A new round of ceasefire talks trying to halt Israel's war in Gaza have gone nowhere. The U.S. cut them short. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff blames Hamas, saying it's showing a lack of desire to make a deal. At least 15 people are dead as Thailand and Cambodia do battle.
Tens of thousands of people have fled areas near the border. It's been disputed since 1907. This is the deadliest fighting since a flare-up in 2011. Thailand's acting Prime Minister, Pachara Kangwatmai, translated here.
As I have said, the situation has intensified and could escalate into a state of war.
Border crossings were sealed, and the two countries withdrew their ambassadors after a Thai soldier lost his leg in a landmine explosion Wednesday.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What forecasters are saying about your chances for heat-related illnesses today. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 81 degrees already, going up to 91. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
Get yourself in some air conditioning and cool off. Perhaps if you have a pool available, get in that pool and cool off in there. Try to limit your time outdoors if you have to, but it's important to take those frequent breaks. Stay hydrated.
Forecaster Jason Puma at the National Weather Service Indianapolis talking about the risk that some people could face if you're outside too long with the heat indices going up to triple digits. He says you could expect heat like this through at least the early part of next week. Compared to this time last year, you may be paying more for your electricity bill. Jarrett Lewis explains why.
Using data from the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, the Citizens Action Coalition compared residential bills for 1,000 kilowatts of usage from July of 2024 to this month. They found that bills from Indiana's 5 investor-owned electric utilities went up 17.5% for customers in 1 year. That's an average of $28 a month statewide. The coalition says their study, quote, exposes how Indiana's monopoly utilities have imposed the most severe electric bill increases on residential customers in at least 2 decades. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Gas prices a little bit north of $3 a gallon on the average this morning, says Gas Buddy. You could get gas cheaper if you're in Indianapolis on the west side, where they're selling it for about $2.85 a gallon. Several people have been shot this morning at different locations across Indianapolis. The latest happening right by East 35th and North Sherman Drive, where a person is alive and he was taken to the hospital. But earlier today on the south side of Indy, about 2 o'clock in the morning, police responding to an iPhone crash alert scene. When they arrived, they found a man who had been shot multiple times inside of his car. He was taken to the hospital, and that's where he died. From that scene, they found another crime scene, and they're trying to put the pieces together and look into this. New Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo says it's been a good couple of days for the Colts defense.
I think it's a good start, only 2 days into it, but we're always going to emphasize the fundamentals of playing with leverage and being tight in coverage, and The guys are, starting to get a feel for it and matching routes pretty good so far.
And he was hired this offseason to take over for Gus Bradley. A group has unveiled a new neighborhood on Indianapolis's northeast side, and it's their first project in nearly 3 decades.
The project is called Devon Creek, which will provide 10 affordable homes. The project is supported by financial investments, including NCAA. Habitat for Humanity of Greater Indianapolis plans to help with hundreds of homes by 2027. The vice president of the organization says projects like these are intended to serve more families. You can learn more and even apply for a home by checking out WIBC.com. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Fever getting a win over the Las Vegas Aces, snapping that 2-game losing streak. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s, and here's Matt Baer.
What up, Ryan? Looking at northbound 65, slow from Keystone Avenue up to the South Split because of construction. And then this weekend, starting at 9 o'clock, that whole stretch is going to close. Northbound 65 from 465 to the South Split. That is going to be a full closure of northbound 65. So plan accordingly. It all should end by Monday morning at 6 a.m., so before morning rush hour. But this is going to be a tough one. Traffic sponsored by Advance Auto Parts. Meet Joey Logano July 25th, 5:30 p.m. at Advance Auto Parts and Speedway. First 100 fans get a photo, plus Kona Ice games and more. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, good morning. Welcome to the show. Let us know how the weather looks this week.
Hey, good morning. It is going to be another hot one today. We do have a heat advisory in place for central and southern sections of Indiana through 8 o'clock. We'll look for highs today near 91, but feels like temperatures around 100 to 105. Some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms could be possible. Gusty winds and maybe some heavy rainfall as well. Mostly cloudy, some scattered showers tonight. Lows will fall to 74, and this weekend, some storms at times, not a complete washout, but scattered on Saturday, partly cloudy, highs near 89 and near 90 on Sunday. Still pretty humid, both Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now, it is 7:06 Friday morning.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in for the day. Thrilled to be with you. I thought this was really interesting from the creator of Dilbert, Scott Adams. He put up a a social media clip, a little conversation that he was having about how big a deal 2 hoaxes, one of which is getting a lot of attention right now, Russia, but 2 hoaxes that will be a tremendous part or have been a tremendous part of his life. I thought this was really interesting. So here, this is a little bit of what Scott Adams said on social media. It's gone viral about how much of an impact these fake things had on him.
How many of you found out that Obama's hoaxes, which would include the Russia hoax, and it would also include the Fine People hoax, because Obama was behind that and Biden ran for office. Those 2 hoaxes, I would argue, ruined my life. Let me say that again. Those 2 hoaxes, Russia,
yes,
and
sir.
the Fine People hoax, ruined my life. Because those are the hoaxes that allowed my entire social group to say, are you kidding me? You're backing Trump? Trump's a Russian puppet, and he said that neo-Nazis are fine people. So we can't even talk to you again. You're so bad that we can't invite you anywhere. We can't be your friend.
Yeah, no, this is true. A lot of people were filled by those or some of the other crappy things that have been said and done that were evidently bull crap in the world of President Trump and what the actual truth was. And it did affect the amount of people who seemed tolerant to hang out with you if they were on the other side of the political aisle. Now, granted, I don't know if that's all that bad. To that point from Scott Adams, it might not have really ruined his life, because there are a lot of other people that are perfectly fine with him. They're just not maybe the people he was hanging out with before. So that's my response to that idea, is that if you didn't have a great social group, then yeah, it might have hurt you. but maybe you could build a different one. But it is sad. I do genuinely think that in a different way, because there are a lot of times where things hit the world and they're very politically one-sided, and they're the type of thing that people already don't want to tolerate before they've even given something any sort of semblance of a chance. The Superman movie is something that actually comes to mind for me, is something that people were overly critical of. Now, granted, a whole lot of people went. It did very well at the box office. But a lot of people were saying it was too woke and I don't want to see it. And if you go actually see the movie, I don't think it's anywhere near as woke as people are saying it is. And I think you do have to kind of force yourself to find most of those. There might be one or two quick mentions of things, but most of it, you got to kind of force your brain to be in that space to see it. And I do think that's ruining society. I think the expectation that at some point the politics are coming up and the politics are going to be the thing. I mean, my other favorite version of this, too, I don't mean to touch on this again, but I can't help it. In the wake of Stephen Colbert being long-term fired from late night and them ending that show on CBS, and the media's obsession, left-leaning media and the pundits and some politicians who claim that it's all Trump's fault and it's all because of that deal that went through yesterday between Skydance and Paramount. For Paramount to green light the South Park episode that went as crazy as it could anti-Trump is such a demonstration that narrative is completely untrue. The South Park guys just got $1.5 billion from Paramount. $1.5 billion before this season started. Then they released this first episode, which is insanely left-leaning in the things that it says and does, and just lazy in other ways, and crude for the sake of being crude in other ways. And that somehow is supposed to convince us that they fired Colbert because of his political stance, but they gave these guys $1.5 billion. It's obviously insane. And it further demonstrates that the Late Show was really just canceled late night because it wasn't making any money. Because late night television in today's day and age is so polarizing. So many times the politics seem to come up, and they almost need to come up to these hosts, that it makes a whole lot of people tune away. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25. New customers only. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP $110,425. Corsair MSRP $53,915. $3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joiner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joiner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is joinerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joiner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joiner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joinerhomes.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
At Bear, how do our roads look?
Slow coming out the north split on northbound 65 to Meridian Penn. And then northbound 65 looks pretty good until you get to Raymond Street. That starts to slow down because of the construction zone. And inbound 69 from Fishers, no sweat, State Road 37 to 465, Hancock County. Checking out I-70 westbound to Indianapolis from State Road 9. And you have construction out there, but we're moving okay through that at the moment. Nothing to slow you down. No incidents to speak of. And when that changes, I'll let you know. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job in the logistics or supply chain industries? Connect with dozens of local businesses at your Express Employment Professionals location at ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like we might have some thunderstorms, some rain possible, scattered showers in the afternoon today. Partly sunny, hot, a high of 93. Heat index 100 right now, or later today. 78 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Nice. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. That was fun as far as an intro goes, Grease. But all right, let's do this. The popcorn moment brought to you by Boer Remodeling Company. Yes, the popcorn moment for me is actually somewhat old. It's from a couple days ago, but it's relevant to what happened yesterday, baby. So Alina Habba popped up on Fox, I think Jesse Waters' show, on the 23rd, saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not cowering from a fight. Alina Habba was removed by woke attorneys in New Jersey as the interim attorney in New Jersey for the U.S. Attorney's Office there. And then she was installed by the Trump administration as the acting U.S. Attorney in Jersey, which was chef's kiss amazing. But here's what Habba said a couple days ago when this first started to happen. Oh, wait, hold on. You actually have to be able to hear it. So let me hit this button, and then let's do this.
This public sphere for the last 4 years knows I'm not a coward to a fight. So I have obviously been doing my job. I do my job irrespective of who you are, what your politics are. That's what I said when I swore on my oath in that Oval Office in the picture you just showed. So I'll continue to do so.
I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing that job. So it's a little complicated what happened. Essentially, a group of judges decided that Habba wasn't allowed to continue acting as the interim attorney in Jersey. So they fired her, and then they installed somebody else. And then Pam Bondi said, you know what, this is funny. I actually have oversight over this. So I'm going to remove the candidate that you've picked, and they're now not definitely the attorney in New Jersey. And then Trump said, well, now that there's no buddy working that, I get to put somebody in there, and I'm going to put, oh, look at this, Alina Habba into this role. It was awesome. And it's probably a move that everybody knew they could orchestrate the moment that they started talking about it. And so I just found it uniquely hilarious that it went that road, and it took a couple days, and now she's in the same position without having the interim title hanging over anymore. So just amazing, amazing things. I will say this, though. I contemplated a very different popcorn moment, and I can bring in Matt and Carl to talk about this one, too. There is a meme stock thing going around right now. Meme stock rally is what I should call it, based on Sydney Sweeney. So Sydney Sweeney is the new model for American Eagle, which is a brand of clothing that hasn't been doing well for a while, mostly because it's very closely tied to malls, and not a lot of people go to those anymore. But Sydney Sweeney has single-handedly helped the stock at least rally in the short term because of the internet's obsession with Sydney Sweeney. I love the amount of people who are asking the question, like, would this work? And here's what they did. And this is why it's not really a popcorn moment for radio, because there's no audio. They put Sydney Sweeney in a pair of jeans. They put her in front of a very fancy car. They had her close the hood to the car like she knew how to work on it, and then get into it and drive away. That's the entirety of the commercial. She doesn't even speak. and the stock for American Eagle immediately skyrocketed. Oh, they do zoom in on her butt, by the way. That also is a component of it.
I was going to say she's dressed like a mechanic, right? She has the coveralls on, fully clothed. You can't see any of her skin anywhere. I mean, she's teaching people how to work on a car.
Yeah, well, but the jeans are tight.
Oh,
so
okay.
When they zoom in on the
they were
butt,
trying
you
to portray her as a mechanic.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see the shape of the butt.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Well, yeah.
But again, this single-handedly has let this stock rebound, and I love that a lot of people were asking the question right after it happened, like, will this work? Yeah, was my answer to this. Matt, what do you got on this?
Absolutely, it'll work. I'll go buy American Eagle now. I'll go buy women's jeans from American Eagle. I mean, listen, I can sit here and tell you all I want, and I know I've said it before about Instagram and the filters, and, there's too much fakehood. I mean, I say that, but I still buy into it all the time. I mean, I'm a human being. I'm a man, and I like women.
Right.
So, that'll catch my attention. Whether or not it lasts, it still kind of gives me, at the same time, this icky Abercrombie feel. Remember the Abercrombie and Fitch scandal when they were doing what they were doing to the models and everything else. And it turns out the whole workforce culture was pretty awful. Whether you're male, female, or whatever, however you identified sexually, it was pretty awful. So it kind of gives me that vibe because American Eagle is kind of an Abercrombie store. Like you said, it was a mall store. Yeah. So I still kind of put all that at the same time. So I hope American Eagle actually gets something out of this, and I hope everybody's being treated well. That's all I can do.
Yeah, well, I hope that American Eagle also has like long-term success, because I do think that this might be short-lived, the whole Sydney Sweeney thing. Because we do pay attention, and then we lose interest if there's not more videos of this young woman, looking good in this clothing. Although they can put out a bunch of them, I'm sure Sydney Sweeney can take a bunch of different other photos and videos that'll work out just fine. To continue to rally the troops via the meme stocks that are out there in society.
Well, what can she do after work on the car? Sydney Sweeney fixes a car. Sydney Sweeney is unclogging the toilet. Look at that.
I think so. Yeah. Again, in tight jeans. Yes. I think people are fine
goes up
with that.
another quarter of a share.
Actually, I got to be honest, man. The plumber move would be the smartest move. Because
the plumber's
at no
crack.
time, at no time is it ever fun to see plumbers crack. But if it were Sydney Sweeney, I think that a lot of society would be much more okay with this idea, and not the people who it actually is. Yeah. Right. Yeah, the people who it actually is are terrible as far as... anyway, I'm so mean to plumbers right now. I apologize to all you guys out there. You don't look like Sydney Sweeney. 24% of people are... 24% of people are using AI to fact-check their doctors. Are we worried about this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic.
100% worried about it. I mean, I have a good doctor. I have a good family doctor, and I've seen her for 15 years, and I trust her impeccably. I mean, a doctor to me is still something you should have a personal relationship with. But what do I know? Everybody's using AI but me. I feel like I'm the only guy in the world that's not using AI right now. It's probably because I don't know how to work, and as soon as I figure it out, I'll use it too. But it scares me.
Have a doctor where if you go in and you have a question and they answer it a way you don't like, you change the doctor and then wait for one. No, and I mean this honestly. Like, if you had asked questions about, I'm somewhat kidding, but I do mean it. If you had asked questions about COVID and the vaccine and you had a doctor that got offended, change your doctor. Just go to a different doctor who's willing to have the conversation with you about that stuff, and then find one like Matt did that you can stick with for 15 years. That makes sense to me. And don't trust AI more than your doctor. It says more about the specific professional that you're choosing to trust your health to than it says about the industry as a whole, that people are doing this, in my opinion. And also the amount of people who are incapable of asking a question that they think is going to get them in trouble with somebody else.
Well, think of it this way. I mean, I'm getting to the, I don't want to say I'm a hypochondriac, but if I have a strange pain somewhere, I get a little more concerned than what I used to do when I was in my 20s. So I go to my doctor, and she checks me out. She says, well, your blood work came back. Everything's good. You're good. You're fine. But for some reason, that doesn't click in my head, the good part. I judge her reaction. Like, was she giving me the side eye when she said that? Is she just trying to give me good bedside manner? Maybe she knows something. So I go home and I Google this thing, strange pain in my hip, whatever, my side. And WebMD comes up, AI comes up and says, you will die tomorrow. And I'm thinking... Then I'm even more concerned than what I was originally. I mean, your doctor is your doctor if you trust them. And if they're saying, this is nothing. But if my medicine is left into the hands of me, I'm going to live a miserable life. It's what I'm saying. Because of WebMD, because of AI. I need a professional to give me that prognosis. I shouldn't be giving myself a prognosis. I shouldn't be trusting AI to do it either.
It's all true. I will say one last thing about this, and it's funny because we've been creating this digital show that we hope to release at some point, Matt and I. And I was just talking this week on our podcast thing about how I'm pretty sure I have a kidney stone. But no doctor has told me that I actually have one of those yet. And you guys were so nice when I mentioned that. Like, it's so terrible. We feel bad for you. But it's not actually a thing that I've been diagnosed with yet. It just seems like it might be true based on pain, the way pain is occurring in my body, et cetera, and also that I really love things like Mountain Dew Amp Energy, which make your pee change color. I'm absolutely
That's all
serious
sugar
about
anyways.
that.
You're just drinking sugar.
No, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Dude, it's the craziest thing. The green Amp Energy drink that I enjoy to consume occasionally. I don't drink it all the time. I turn to the other stuff. It really does turn your bathroom, a one situation, into something that's a neon color it shouldn't be. And my wife has told it does.
Right.
My wife has told me for a while that that's evident that I'm creating a problem in my body.
Don't feel
And I've
bad, Craig
ignored it.
Carl's is neon.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
This is fun. I love that I admitted this on this show, too. I was going to keep that for just the podcast, but nope, now it's on the radio. All right, we'll take a break. We'll take a break. A lot coming up. Pat's got traffic.
All right, looking at northbound 65 right now. Good Lord. Okay, this is a full closure. Northbound 65 going into the South Split. This is a crash, and the exit ramp is shut down as you make your way up to northbound 65 at 70. So more on that coming up at 7:35 after Ryan does the news. Traffic is stopped past Raymond Street down to South Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com. Visit drexelin.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel's show, big one this afternoon. It's Beer Sample Friday. The biggest stories in Indy, some barguments. Let's go.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Pro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-554-3122. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Pro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-554-3122. 800-554-3122. That's 800-554-3122.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Another update is just minutes away.
Admitting to the brutal stabbings of 4 University of Idaho students.
Brian Kohlberger will get life in prison.
They just signed the largest trade deal in history.
Hear the news.
Poor air quality,
ozone levels,
heat indices in the triple digits.
Heat is the #1 weather-related killer.
As events happen,
mosquitoes, West Nile virus,
we'll happen to be there.
Exploiting kids.
Austin Thompson was taken into custody.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country. When you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
Connect with a local divorce attorney today. Text divorce66 to 323232. Divorce66 to 323232. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Allegations of government corruption, and the authorities allegedly let it go.
Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Meeting with the Department of Justice. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 82 degrees. We're going up to 91. More on your weather in a minute. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
She never declined to answer. She answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
The Department of Justice meeting with Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. With more on that story, here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
Maxwell never stopped and never invoked a privilege. Maxwell was convicted in 2021 of charges including sex trafficking. The former girlfriend and associate of late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is serving a 20-year sentence at a federal prison in Tallahassee, Florida. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
And the Trump administration still contemplating on whether to release the files. President Trump will head to Scotland today for a visit at a pair of golf clubs and trade talks with the UK Prime Minister.
President Trump's visit to Scotland is a bit of a homecoming. His mother Mary was born in the country, but his previous trips to Scotland have been met with protest. He'll spend the weekend at his golf resort in Turnberry, which he bought in 2014. The president will also cut the ribbon on a new course opening at his golf resort in Aberdeen. Before heading back to the U.S. on Tuesday, President Trump will also spend time with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer for the two leaders to put the finishing touches on a tariff and trade deal first announced in May.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern reporting from the White House today.
Once again, we're going to expect another very humid and hot day today. High temperatures will reach the lower 90s.
Forecaster Jason Puma at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
We will see heat index values into the lower 100s to near 105 degrees as we have this very warm and humid air mass lingering across central Indiana.
And Puma says we really won't get any relief from this heat until next week. The FCC says they're signing off on the acquisition of Paramount for $8 billion. The deal will include CBS Broadcast Network, Paramount Pictures, and Nickelodeon. A California lawmaker wants to know where all the money went. The celebrity-filled music event for fire aid victims raised $100 million, and that money is missing. Congressman Kevin Kiley says none of the victims ever received any money, and now he's asking for the Department of Justice to look into it. Reaction is still coming in from the death of wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan.
Guys like Stallone and Arnold, and the list goes on of the men of that era. And, to me, Reagan, I mean, I can go on and on.
That's the CEO and president of UFC, Dana White, with Jesse Waters' prime time on Fox News last night. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Fever snapped a 2-game losing streak last night. thanks to strong performances from forward Natasha Howard.
McDonald picks up the dribble at the foul line to Howard. Aggressive and one. Driving from the right baseline into the paint.
That's John Nolan on the Indiana Fever Radio Network. Howard a double-double, 18 points, 13 rebounds. Head coach Stephanie White says it all starts with defense.
Our defense can't be dictated by our offense. It has to be the other way around. We had some lapses into first quarter. We had some lapses into the second, and we can't have those.
And the Fever hit the road Sunday to take on the Chicago Sky at Colts training camp Thursday.
I mean, everybody's a pro, right? So everybody's really good, and it's tougher competition, but that's a blessing, right? Great competition is a gift, so just being around really good players is only going to make me better.
That's rookie tight end Tyler Warren.
Just, being able to build on days and get real reps with everybody and kind of get the offense flowing. I think it's the biggest thing, and just kind of, get into a true flow of football.
And he was drafted out of Penn State. The Brickyard 400 is back in Indianapolis at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Sunday. The green flag goes up at 2. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at a crash and closure. It's the exit ramp from northbound 65 to westbound 70. It is shut down because of a crash, and that has turned northbound 65 into a parking lot from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. It's delayed 7 minutes if you're trying to continue on northbound 65-70. That you can do. You cannot go from northbound 65 to westbound 70 towards the airport because of that crash. Looking at northbound 65 out of the North Split, that's slow to west. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Honda of Fishers is now Great Lakes Honda of Fishers under new ownership. Visit them just off State Road 37 for special grand opening prices during their summer sales event. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Right now, it looks like the temperature is 78 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Expect a hot day until thunderstorms and scattered showers come in the afternoon. A high of 93 with a heat index over 100. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Whenever I'm out
of the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. I do very much enjoy Tony's Marketplace segment that you guys do every day on this show. It is brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, baby. Anything and everything that you have money-wise that you're not aware of, that Indiana might be aware of, Indiana Unclaimed can tell you where it is, who's got it, and then they can send it to you. We've all made money off of Indiana Unclaimed, which is awesome. I think we have. Right, Carl? You've actually made money, too?
Yes, I have. About $250.
There you, you made real money. That's why it was in my brain different, because Matt and I didn't make quite the same. Right, Matt?
Oh,
what did you make off
I made $120, and I'm grateful for it every day, Craig.
All right. Never mind. I'm the only one who made like $7. But I haven't lived in Indiana for a while. So truthfully, it's amazing they had any money in my name at all. But you can check out Indiana Unclaimed, and you might make hundreds of dollars. Like both Matt and Carl, that now have made me very sad. And I'm going to keep thinking about that for a second. All right, I wanted to talk about a thing on Marketplace. It's not as zany as normally some of this stuff is, but it is free. And that brought me in hard. Wow. It's an electric organ that is entirely free. It's in Anderson, Indiana. It looks like it's available right now for pickup. There is some repair work that's needed. The audio jack might not work as well as it's supposed to work. Maybe there's a fuse or a capacitor problem, it actually says. It's 49 inches wide, 42 inches tall, 26 inches deep. The person also posted it's very heavy. Here's the reason I love this thing so much. I want to pick this up, and I want to bring it to my house and have my wife react to it. Now, granted, I don't live as close to Indianapolis as I used to, because this is a funny thing to get for free, to all of a sudden have in your house an electric organ.
I mean, this is an organ's organ. This is an organ man's organ. It's. I look at this thing, and it looks like it can launch a Scud missile. You have buttons everywhere. I don't know what the hell any of this does.
No idea.
As a traditional organ fare for the organist, you have two sets of keys, one on top, one on bottom.
Correct.
And I wouldn't know why you just wouldn't use the bottom one, but that's just me. But if you're looking for something like this, people will walk in and be like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
I might sit down and play the organ for a little bit. But, for
this
free,
guy
you
has
can't
a
beat the
hobby.
price. Can't beat the price.
You cannot beat the price. Free. 6,000 electric organ Wurlitzer that just, it looks amazing. Again, even if you don't know how to repair it, I would be so thrilled to not have an organ one day and then all of a sudden have an electric organ the next day and have a family member of mine be like, why? Why did this happen? And why not? You should bring this to WIBC. You guys should pick this up today.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in studio for Hammer and Nigel, so when they walk into the studio later, they wonder why there's an organ in the background.
And it's so heavy they can't move it out.
Right? Yeah, right. They can't.
This is how you can do do the bumper music.
Seriously.
Just have little bumper music going in and out of Tony's show.
Look, you guys are littered with #1 shows here. We have the access and the ability to convince people. We need somebody who knows how to play the organ to also show up at the station to play it so they can play some of the music for Hammer and Nigel this afternoon. All of that needs to happen.
I have this in my head right now, and Annie needs show's cast of characters an organist now. It's right there in the corner. This damn thing, it's got to weigh like 2,000 pounds. This has to weigh a ton. This is the biggest instrument I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how you get it through the door, let alone up 4 flights of stairs.
Look, we're underestimating that it is free, guys. This is the type of radio bit that most places can't pay for anymore, but we can get it for free. So we should do this.
Looks like you're playing the Bones and Goonies, you know, with the pedals on the feet and everything. Yes. Yeah, come on, Annie.
By the way, I should say this now, just so it's abundantly clear. I have no ability to invite anyone to WIBC studios. Do not trust me. Do not show up if you know how to play the organ, hoping to actually go there. This is not something I have any authority over whatsoever. And in fact, I'll probably never fill in on this show again if someone does show up at the station to try to play an organ that's not at the station.
I'm not even sure they pay me anymore, Craig, so I wouldn't worry about it. I just come here, hang out for Carl with a couple of minutes, and Tony.
I will say this: if I were in Indianapolis today and not remote where I am, I would be picking this up, bringing it to your station, and setting it up somewhere in the studio. That is something I would be doing. Whether or not I'm alone in that, I guess, is a thing.
It is such an organ. I mean, it's so organ-y.
It really is.
It's like this panel on top of it. It reminds you of like an 80s Mac or something, like, just with all the sliders and the buttons. And I feel like if you hit the wrong button, it's just going to combust. It's just
it does.
It's going to explode.
Well, yeah. And the person is admitting that it's got some repair issues that it needs to be worked on. But it's got to make some kind of noise, guys. And if it's broken sounding, but it does make noise, even better, even funnier for the bit that I want to do. If it sounds like it shouldn't be an organ somebody's playing. But you need the person who plays it to have like the fancy suit on and stuff, and then just walk in the studio right before the show and pretend that they're doing all the bump music today. So like, oh no, WIBC has hired me. This is a new thing.
Like an old
We're doing organ music only.
Old Western vest on, and the guy with a little hat, the little visor on top of his head, being like, okay, for 10 cents a song today, who wants to hear Camp Down Racist?
There we go. I'll at least say this, and I can back this on social media. It's nowhere near the prize of what I said a second ago. If someone goes and gets this organ and puts it in their own garage and plays some sort of intro song, I will love it. And I will share it all over social media myself. Will it go anywhere else in WIBC? Probably not. I can't tell you that it will, but I will do that. So if someone goes and gets this, plays some bumper songs, and shares them on social media, I will be... Actually, I'm in for Tony next Thursday and Friday. So we'll use some of those bumper songs next week. I promise, if they're out there, because I'm going to force them onto the show.
You know what musician was able to incorporate the organ and make it sound great?
Who's that?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, he was. There you go.
He was really
it's full circle.
He's so good at you. Well, it might not have been an organ just like an electric keyboard, but it sounded like an organ. I mean, you think of No More Tears and Mr. Tinker Train, which I know isn't a very popular song, but Barry Mason, he had a later album like from the 90s, 2000s, where he really had a lot of organ. It was good. He was a musician, man. He could play instruments. It was great,
I want that isolated out of context. He really had a lot of organ, because I think that's a heck of a statement. All right, we'll take a break.
What? Ozzy's organ wasn't broken, Craig. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll take a break. A lot coming up on the show. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. Matt's got your traffic.
Tired of using your Indy Summer to paint year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And right now, you can have that protection for 10% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Craig, we have a ramp closure on the south side. It goes from northbound 65 to westbound 70, and this has us backed up to South Keystone Avenue. Slow exit right now for people going to northbound 6570, continuing through that northbound 65 corridor. Southbound 6570, stop and go because of construction before Washington into the south split. Westbound 70 slow over the flyover ramp to Meridian Penn, and then on the east side, northbound 465 slow at Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. A 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 3 o'clock now today. The weather has been updated. Partly sunny, hot, a high of 93, but actual heat index will be over 100 today, about 101. 78 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Owner Danny Reinhardt's son Kevin says one simple saying from his dad affects him every day at work.
Especially when you go out and do sales and service calls and collect money and do all this stuff that's important to a lot of people. He always said the number one thing I remember from him is just fair and honest wins every time.
You can trust Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, 317-745-4526. Reinhardt Heating and Cooling is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Mark your calendar for August 1st. George's Medical Equipment is celebrating their new retail space with an open house from 10 to 1. There will be a grill out starting at 11, free battery checks, and a chance to win a lift chair. Whether you're looking for medical supplies, mobility aids, or respiratory equipment, their team is ready to help. Located behind Planet Fitness at 7434 Shadeland Station. George's accepts Medicare, Medicaid, most third-party Advantage plans, and all waiver programs.
Bill Estes Ford is your neighborhood truck dealer. And right now, during the Ford Summer Sales Event, we've got an amazing deal you won't want to miss. 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. That's 3 big zeros, which adds up to 0 excuses not to drive home in a new Ford today. Every day is truck day. Go anywhere, do anything in a new F-150, starting at just $46,295. Bill Estes Ford, online at BillEstesFord.com.
Stock BFP 250444. Always see CP there for details.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin.
Terrific. Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
No one will love your HVAC system as much as we do. Call Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing for an honest assessment on your current AC system or get a great deal on a new one. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
August 8th and 9th, IHRA Pro Mod Nationals at Kilcare Raceway in Xenia, Ohio. $125,000 to win. Get your tickets now. IHRA.com. Don't blink.
Busy day? No problem. The WIBC Mashup podcast catches you up with standout moments from your favorite shows. Fresh episodes every weekday. One click, all the good stuff. Get your daily fix. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
You got the organ.
Nice. Well done, Carl. Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. Think if you had someone playing this live in studio for you. It's so much better. So great. There's a free organ on Facebook Marketplace in Indianapolis for some reason. And it looks like it's valuable. It might be broken. Not really sure. And it's very heavy. But if you want to get it, find out more. I tweeted at Radio Craig C. WIBC tweeted about it, et cetera, et cetera. All right. There's a few things out there that I really love. One of them is a Reddit thing. Someone put up a question on Ask Reddit that said, if you were president for a day, and this is the way they wrote it, what's the most unhinged executive order that you'd pass in the first 24 hours of being in that office? And Reddit gave us a lot of really awesome answers. The number one answer was, if you're a politician and you lie, your pants must actually be set on fire. Well, you're lying. That's hilarious. I'm all in it for that one.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't think that's too outlandish. Actually, that could be
it'll be fine. There was one more political one that I liked a lot, too. If you're a politician, you have to wear all of the sponsors or all of the secret money that's been given to you on your shirt, like NASCAR does in its cars. So you have to have the patches on all of your, suits at all times. That'd be hilarious.
I think this is all a great idea. I mean, I'm picturing like a tribunal where each politician goes forth in front of a panel of 7. I don't want to say 9 because it's Supreme Court in there.
Yeah,
and people are like, "Did you lie?" And then you have to go through the media and the popular opinion of the public and everything else, and then finally, the verdict comes down, and then you set their pants on fire in public. Just right there in front of everybody.
Yeah, right.
Millions of people watching on television. It's just like, whoosh.
And then they don't get a rose and their torches put out. That would be amazing for me.
With a little bit of shame.
Yeah, see, look at you. Another one out there, there's a lot of these that weren't politics, though. Someone said they would change all the faces on money to dinosaurs and just see how people reacted to that. I think that's pretty awesome. I would finally nix the overly bright, poorly aimed headlights that some cars have, is what one person said. That is a fantastic idea. We need to get the overly bright, it's not my brights are on, but they definitely feel like they're on headlights that also are shining directly into your rear view mirror. That needs to go away.
I was coming up on the south side the other day. I was going through this awful construction zone on Madison Avenue, US 31. It's just brutal, and it's just this hot, steamy day. And, I'm behind a big Penske box truck, and behind me, I knew this because I heard it, and I turned around and look, is this Mustang. And it has... It sounds like M80s in its engine. It is so loud, and he's revving the engine, and it just sounds like machine guns going off behind me. And you have to be able to hear this like a quarter mile away. I would take all that off the road. I know that sounds outlandish, and I know it sounds like a lot of government. I would take all those cars off the road just to emasculate these guys. Just to be like, okay, you really think you need this to look tough, but you're not looking tough, so I'm going to take it away from you now.
Yeah. I don't hate this. If it were a motorcycle, I like when it's loud because it actually helps people see it. But if it's a car, it's fine. You can get rid of mostly because they rev past my house sometimes when I'm trying to sleep. That's the one I don't like at all. That's the very loud, way to go, guy. Way to have no muffler at all in your vehicle. That sounds awesome for you.
Well, they took the muffler off themselves and put something in there to make it go really loud like that.
Right.
I so don't sound like a dude I know with cars and everything.
Fine.
They did something to make it sound loud. No, I really don't know the process. I just know the car's obnoxiously loud behind me. And maybe I was just grouchy because it was 150 degrees outside yesterday, and I was sitting in a construction zone in a car without air conditioning. That can make you cranky.
Your car doesn't have AC?
No, it's out right now. Yeah, my AC is
worst time.
Destroyed. Yeah, I should. Hey, it's my fault. I should have recharged it during the wintertime, but I wasn't thinking of my air conditioner when it was like 20 below outside.
Wait,
Indiana.
Do you think it's just not charged?
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be because my bumper's taped on. Maybe that's it.
You can swing by like a hardware store or an AutoZone, grab the stuff, the liquid, and just do it yourself.
How do I put the trunk up? It's not the trunk, it's the hood. It's where the engine's in the hood. And you put the thing up in front of you. Just pour it all over the engine?
No, man. It's got directions on the bottle. You'll find a spot in input spots, and you'll twist the little cap onto it.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video for it, too.
There's YouTube, but it's incredibly easy. Recharging your AC is one of the easiest things anybody can do out there. I love that this came up because I'm dead serious, Matt. I want a video of you doing this later today. You'll find it under the hood. It's a little hose. You put the thing onto it, and then you just pull the lever, and your liquid all goes in. It's like a spray bottle, and you just put it on a certain part of the car, and it'll tell you how to do it, and then you'll have AC very quickly after that.
So I get a friend, and we go and we push the hood up, and we gotta unhinge the hood, and then the friend has to hold it up, and then I just take the bottle, read the directions, and put it in the gas tank or wherever it says to go in.
Not in the gas. We're right. Not in the gas. So you're actually going to recharge the AC by putting liquid inside your vehicle in the place where the liquid is supposed to go. That makes the AC work. But yes, pretty much all of that.
My
and
car
get one
is
of the guys,
so freaking hot right now, man.
Yeah, get one of the guys at the hardware store or whatever to do it for you. Get them to come outside and hold the hood up.
I'm not
while you
going to
do
do
this.
that. No, they'll make fun of me. It's Friday. I don't want to be emasculated.
All right, but you can do this. I know you can do this. You'll have air conditioning later today, and I'm excited for it. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. Matt's got traffic. I'm in for Tony Katz, Greg Collins. Matt, take it away.
Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic. Thompson Road up to the south split because of construction. And then northbound 65 slows out of the north split to West Street. Inbound 69, 3-minute delay. 96th Street, 282nd. And reviewing this crash, the ramp is open now. Northbound 65 to westbound 70 in the south split. That ramp has reopened. It's going to be a little bit slow. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
When your car is more than just a car, you need more than just a garage.
Expert-level automotive service, customization, and care is available for you at GR Brands Campus in Zionsville, home to Graham Rahal Performance and Rahal Paint Protection.
From routine maintenance to custom tuning and parts, paint protection film, window tint, and ceramic coating to full-scale custom builds, GR Brands is your all-in-one destination.
GR Brands also offers a curated selection of rare supercars when you're ready to elevate your collection.
If your passion rests on two wheels, Rahal Power Sports on the GR Brands campus is for you.
Featuring Ducati, Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, and Moto Guzzi.
Whether you're a collector, a casual rider, or a monster on the track, you'll find the service, sales, and support every rider needs.
The perfect ride for your lifestyle is waiting at Rahal Power Sports.
Start riding or expand and enhance your two-wheel collection today.
From the neighborhood to the track, Rahal Power Sports will help you do it with confidence and style.
Make every drive and every ride extraordinary.
Start now at GrahamRahal.com/GRBrands.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. You've been trying to stay cool during the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, that might be hard to do. If the summer heat is seeping into your home and your utility bills keep rising, your windows could be the culprit. Save yourself from another month of discomfort by replacing your windows today with Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all windows, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Details at windownation.com.
And did I mention they'll get the job done in 1 day or less? Their installation crews have over a decade of experience, so you can feel comfortable knowing your windows are installed right the first time. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to procrastinate another day if I found a window company this good. Do not miss out on Window Nation's biggest deal of the year. 50% off all window styles right now. And remember, that comes with 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Zach from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Summer is the perfect time to schedule fall pruning. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. 317-903-0102 or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
Returns with the Brickyard 400 at the famed 2.5-mile oval, celebrating NASCAR's roots at the racing capital of the world.
Brickyard weekend starts Thursday, July 24th with the Indiana Sprint Week race, with sprint cars running on the IMS dirt track for the first time ever. Saturday, July 26th, get ready for action with the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pennzoil 250. Then Sunday, July 27th, the NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400, presented by PPG, returns to the oval of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Buy now and save at IMS.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Allegations of government corruption, and the authorities allegedly let it go.
Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, heat is not the only thing forecasters say you should watch out for. Those stories, or that story, and more after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
Will he say anything? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump's about to leave the White House and take off for Scotland, but he might talk to reporters like he often does, perhaps on several issues. As for the trip,
President Trump will be visiting 2 of his golf sites in Turnberry and Aberdeen. He will also be meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to refine the trade deal between the U.S. and the U.K. The president continues to have mixed reviews on that front. Per a Wall Street Journal poll, disapproval of his tariffs agenda outweighs approval by 17 points. That poll also shows more voters disapprove than approve of his handling of the economy and inflation.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. If the president does talk on his way out, one question Fox's Griff Jenkins at the White House wants to ask about a Justice Department lawsuit against New York City.
They say that the sanctuary policies are putting New Yorkers in grave danger. And Border Czar Tom Homan yesterday told me right here on the North Lawn he's had it with these sanctuary cities that won't cooperate with federal immigration law enforcement.
The sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. Hard stop.
For a second day, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will be at a prison in Tallahassee, Florida, talking to Ghislaine Maxwell about Jeffrey Epstein and his clients and the sex trafficking operation involving underage girls Maxwell was convicted in. Her lawyer, David Marcus, says
he took a full day and asked a lot of questions, and Miss Maxwell answered every single question.
Epstein committed suicide awaiting trial. A nightmare for a family at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. A 9-year-old child died after getting into distress at the Boardwalk water attraction. Hulk Hogan fans still in mourning over the wrestling icon's death. So are his fellow wrestlers. Glenn Jacobs, who was Kane and a WWE champion, is now the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. He tells Fox he went to see Hulk Hogan as a kid.
It just blew me away. When he came out, the roof just literally blew off the place. And that was one of the moments of like, man, I think I want to be a professional wrestler because that's just incredibly cool.
Hulk Hogan died at age 71. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's hot, but what about severe weather? Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 82 degrees. Going up to 91. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
We don't think there's going to be a widespread of severe weather events. However, we can't rule out a stray severe storm that could produce some gusty or damaging winds.
Jason Puma at the National Weather Service says the name of the game today will be the heat and humidity, but chances for rain are in the forecast.
With the very warm and humid air mass across the area, any of these storms will have the capability to really produce some torrential downpours.
And he says it may rain during the Brickyard 400 when they wave the flag at 2 o'clock, but he says the chances will become more into the focus as the day goes on Saturday, as they'll be able to correct that data. A registered behavioral therapist from Pendleton is now facing charges of child molestation. And just a heads up, the details in this story are very disturbing. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
Police say 31-year-old Alec Heggie was arrested this week for molesting children, including an infant, while he worked at Changing Lives Behavior Analysis, Inc. in Anderson. The Hamilton County Metro Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force put out the alert Thursday night, looking for more possible victims.
We have no credible information that there are victims out there. However, with his contact with children and a vulnerable piece of society, we just want to make sure, with the abundance of caution, that we reach out and for victims to come to us and let us know.
Fishers Police Department Lieutenant Doug Baker told Wish TV that Heggie also worked with autistic children. Heggie is now at the Madison County Jail, held without bond. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Crime scene tape across Indianapolis this morning, and it started going up earlier on the south side when police got a call about an iPhone crash alert. They responded to the scene. They found a man who had been shot multiple times inside of his car. He was taken to the hospital and later died. And from that scene, they found some more evidence that located a secondary crime scene, which they're looking into. A couple of hours later, unrelated, police responding to the east side near East 35th, where they found somebody who had been shot. That person is alive, and they're looking into both these shootings. Caitlin Clark was once again out of the lineup for the Indiana Fever, but it didn't matter. They beat the Las Vegas Aces 80-70 at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
You know, if we have Caitlin, great, and we know how to play with her. If we don't have Caitlin, great, we know how to play without her. And I think that's just so important. It gives people confidence that when she is back, you know, they know their role. And then when she's not, they have the confidence to come out there and make big plays for us.
And that's Sophie Cunningham. She had 15 points. The Fever on the way to Chi-Town. They played the Chicago Sky on Sunday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 8:05, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Northbound 65 into the south split. That is a crash. And the ramp is open right now, but it is partially blocked as they continue cleanup. Traffic is slow back to South Keystone Avenue. Northbound 65, stop and go out of the north split to West Street. And then looking at northbound 465 over on the east side. That looks pretty good at the moment. A slowdown from East 56 up to I-69. Crash inbound 69, blocking the left lane before 465. Stop and go traffic past 96. And a crash westbound 465 on the northeast side after Allisonville Road at the White River. 2 right lanes closed. Traffic jammed past I-69 to East 75th Street. That's a delay of 20 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Honda of Fishers is now Great Lakes Honda of Fishers under new ownership. Visit them just off State Road 37 for special grand opening prices during their summer sales event. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, good morning. How does the weather look?
Hey, good morning. We've got a heat advisory for central and southern Indiana until about 8 o'clock. Look for a partly cloudy sky today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible this afternoon. It's going to be hot and humid. Highs near 91, but those feels like temperatures between about 100 and 105. Mild and muggy tonight, 74 with some spotty showers and storms. And then heading into the weekend, still hot and humid. Highs in the upper 80s, near 90 on Saturday with some scattered afternoon showers and storms. And then another chance for some spotty showers and storms on Sunday with highs near 90.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now it is 8:06 Friday morning.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. I'm officially starting the campaign after we joked about it a little bit in the last segment to have Johnette Cruz help Matt Bear recharge his AC at your local AutoZone. This can be a remake of the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle video that is very viral and very popular under the WIBC family. I think I'm going to say it here with no ability to actually make this promise good. If enough people retweet my tweet at Radio Craig Z and say they want to see this video, then again, nothing happens. Actually, that's it. But I think it's a great idea. Matt Bear, I don't know if you want to weigh in on it quickly now, if you think it's a good idea, but I think it'll go viral the same way that Sydney's did.
I think everybody knows more about cars than I do. And so I got blown up in the chat for this. The traffic guy doesn't know anything about cars. And just alluding back to a segment ago where I was talking about my bumper taped on it and nothing about my air conditioning, knowing nothing about it. And no, I mean, I just...
No. It's not
broken
that.
AC.
Dude, it's not that. It could be broken for a bunch of other reasons. It might have nothing to do with it. You might waste your money on a bottle of, refrigerant that doesn't actually help. But no, I think it'd be funny to do the video and have you guys fix the car, mostly because, again, Sydney Sweeney did very, very well in her video, and we got to figure this out. I don't know who's wearing the tight pair of jeans, you or Johnette.
Me.
Okay.
No. That's just what I do.
That's amazing. That actually, that is funnier because the Sydney Sweeney video at the end has a zoom in on the butt. And so if it's Johnette at the beginning fixing the car and then you walking away in the tight jeans, that might actually go viral. That might be a thing to work on.
I will demand all the zooming in be on me. Thank you. If I'm going to be in a video.
Noodle it, guys. I'm just the idea guy. I come up with the thing on the radio, and then I walk away and hopefully
it's
don't
a
get in
jumping
trouble.
off point,
Yeah, you're right. This is the beginning of a great idea. Whether or not it's the end of the great idea, too, is up to you. It could be anything else you want it to be. All right, there is other stuff out there to talk about, by the way. A lot of things that are serious and important and also just interesting. I'll tell you that, and I know this might be off the radar as far as stuff going on here with all the things about Trump that get talked about and Epstein and everything else. But I'm fascinated by the ongoing discussion of Emmanuel Macron and how much he's getting beat up by his wife. Like, I'm fascinated by every time this guy's in the news. He's in the news right now. The U.S. has strongly rejected French plan to recognize Palestine. This is something that Emmanuel Macron came out and said. It's a very bold move. Emmanuel Macron wants to recognize the state of Palestine. And yet all the social media responses to this are people sharing videos and moments where it seems like Emmanuel Macron's much older wife is just beating the crap out of him or treating him like crap. And it's really interesting. And a part of me can't get over the I don't know if it's the car crash thing where you watch this and you observe it. Of course, I disagree with Macron and what he's saying about Palestine. Of course, I think that's a very dangerous position for any of our allies to be taking right now. You should also know, and maybe people don't know this, that the United States and Israel had to back out of any sort of ceasefire agreement because of Hamas. Hamas is being provocative again when they're supposed to not be, which is unsurprising. That conflict initially started during a ceasefire when Hamas broke it to horrifically attack people in Israel. So again, it's just so interesting to see all these pieces falling together, and then to also watch a person who's at the forefront of a discussion suddenly because he's decided to put himself there in the leader of France, who also seems to have a really interesting problem going on at home that he can't seem to fix. But there's multiple public displays of just dislike, discontempt, and then full-on like smacking and stuff that seem to be happening with the wife of Emmanuel Macron, who is a much older woman to him. And again, there's something about that. When that's on public opinion's minds, I don't know that you can be as powerful of a leader as Macron's trying to be and saying something that I blatantly and a whole lot of others absolutely disagree with. The U.S. has condemned it. Israel has condemned it. A lot of others have. And it just seems like a populist opinion move that the leader of France is trying to make in order to get back some amount of, support or approval from him at a time that I think people are uniquely unhappy with that world leader, beyond the fact that it also seems he's getting beaten up by his wife. But all right, on that note, we will take a break. A lot to come up. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show, big one this afternoon. It's Beer Sample Friday. The biggest stories in Indy, some barguments. Let's go.
Checking on your retirement portfolio may have slipped through the cracks. It's cool. It's fine. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth are standing by, ready to freshen it up. Matt Bear here. Hey, Trajan can give you a second opinion on the direction of your retirement, making sure it's fully tuned into your visions of retirement, goals, timeline, all that. Set your first appointment. It's free. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. I like Trajan because they're great listeners. I offer my short and long-term goals. We talk about those, and they put together a portfolio that makes perfect sense for me and me only. I'm confident you'll have the same feeling after meeting with Trajan, okay? Call Trajan and learn more, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them, 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers, and sometimes it's an overworked accountant. who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
In full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 110,425. Corsair MSRP 53,915. 3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Northeast side, Craig, westbound 465. Approaching Keystone Avenue, crash blocking 2 right lanes and stopping traffic to East 56th Street. Delay time at 26 minutes. Northwest side, crash on the exit from northbound 65 to northbound 465. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. And then looking at northbound 6570 downtown stop-and-go traffic, Ohio Street up to the north split. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Get extended holiday pricing and exclusive savings on LG appliances during the July 4th Encore sale. Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms later today, mainly after 3 o'clock. Sunny, hot, high of 93, heat index 101. Right now it is 79 in downtown Indianapolis. This temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Matt and Carl hang out as they do every single morning on this show. Pink Panther, a great theme song here for this. The big, gigantic, naked man that broke into a house in Oklahoma has gone viral. This is unsurprising. The homeowner who describes this talks about how surreal it is to have a naked dude break into your house and then jump in the pond for some reason, because I guess you need to cool off after the naked break-in. Here's a little bit of that audio.
I was ready to receive my son and my mom coming home from martial arts class. By the time I opened the front door, the back door was being opened by the big, fat, naked, crazy guy. Anytime a big, gigantic, naked man comes into your house unwanted, the de-escalation is, I guess you could say, pretty quick.
Yeah.
Then I saw one of the strangest things I've ever seen is following somebody out of your own house into a lake that you're not supposed to be swimming in. full of snakes. Stay aware that every place in 2025 is, you got some crazy.
You got some crazy out there. That seems like a good PSA. What do we got on this topic?
This is life in the Indy suburbs right here. I mean, people jumping in and out of your swimming pools, getting naked, showing their stuff right there at the cul-de-sac. You know, your roundabout action, all that stuff.
You said cul-de-sac.
Oh, thank you, Carr. All right.
It is.
Yes, I did.
It's fine. I've used that term before.
It's a neighborhood thing.
Yeah.
It's the end of a road. But I don't know what I would do if I came home and there was a naked dude, just kind of ransacking my place and being naked and all that. I mean, what would you do? Do you call the police first, or you try to have a conversation? Hey, dude, sit down for a second. Let's talk about this, man.
I'd make sure he puts no male anatomy in the cul-de-sac. I would definitely make sure that does not happen.
Sit on your couch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have to let him sit on your couch or you're a bad host. Absolutely. Have a sit down. Make yourself home. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah. I've said this before on the show, and I will say it again. I am more intimidated by nudity and like a criminal than I am by a weapon and a criminal. I would rather have weapon and criminal than nudity for some reason, because I think that the nudity guy is crazier.
Yeah,
he's
totally crazy.
Yeah, the weapon guy might just be using it as a threat. He might not actually use it. The naked dude, he's doing things you don't want him to do immediately. So, yes, I'm intimidated by that for sure. I just love the homeowner and how he's like, de-escalation was the first thing in my mind when a big, fat, crazy guy walked into my house completely naked, trying to figure out how to get him out of my house and then encourage him, because I would have encouraged, to jump into the pond with the snakes. He said that it was weird to see that be the next result of this interaction, but I've been like, dude, it's a very chilly pond. If you're hot, you need to go hop in there with all the snakes. I would have been pro that decision for sure.
And the snapping turtles.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, so many bad things happening in this world. Yes, that's a story out there, though, that went viral. And again, we're not really all that surprised that it did. I love some other stories out there. A thief took a naked boat joyride and used it to disguise his escape. I don't know why there's so many naked people in the news today.
It's hot out.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's always guys.
Well, of course it is. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, okay.
Bros, we get naked in public.
Right. We don't do that part. I love that that's just a thing that we said. But yes, no, this thief decided that he thought it would disguise his escape from another crime that he had committed, I guess. There was a sleeping cop that was involved. Handcuffs were eventually used. It sounds like a movie in the 90s, to be honest. But Steven, 36 years old, had a heck of a weekend in New York City, on which he stole a boat and just joyrided naked on the Hudson River.
So he stole a boat and just kind of went up and down the river and was naked and just showing the New Yorkers where the sun don't shine, that kind of thing. Just kind of moving up and down the river.
Right.
Hey, listen, you're going to get arrested for that, man, and you should.
Yeah, you are.
That's what I'm going to say. I mean, we can all use the excuse that it's too hot outside. It's not the heat, it's the humidity, and I'm going to peel off my clothes right now. You can't do that. This is America, but you still can't do that, man. It's not.
Yes,
it's
you
not
can't.
legal.
It's not allowed.
It's lame.
It's not.
Lame.
It's not encouraged. It's not something you should be doing.
No.
And I've always asked that question, too, where that idea comes from with the person already committing the crime. Like, if you steal the boat first, you're doing something crazy somewhere, and then also take all your clothes off. I don't know what that is. I wonder if in the criminal's mind, it's like, well, they're not going to arrest me now, because now I'm naked, so they're just going to leave me alone. But that's my best guess as to why that happens. Otherwise, I can't figure it out.
Well, if you're making the best TikTok video, you have to get naked first and then steal the boat, because then you get the whole video and you can get the hits and the likes, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to stealing the boat first. So.
I love that you mentioned that. Not for the thieving things and all that, but yesterday I went out to eat with the missus. We went to a restaurant. They were doing like a tequila taste testing thing, and El Bandito Yankee, which is an awesome tequila, had invited us to go, so we went. And long story short, there was a woman sitting next to us, obsessed with her TikTok video, but couldn't get it right. She's sipping the tequila and doing all this stupid stuff and just keeps taking the video and redoing it. She must have been hammered by the end of this thing, because of how many times she had to redo this video. It was nuts, though, man. And it's so annoying because we're sitting next to her and we're eating the food. Like, we're enjoying everything during the taste testing and thinking to ourselves, like, there's got to be more to life, lady, than getting this video right. Was she attractive? Yes. Did it matter to me at the moment? No, because she was sitting next to me and annoying the crap out of me, while over and over again trying to take videos of herself sipping and drinking tequila.
Isn't it amazing how all criteria goes out the window if the woman's attractive? I mean,
Sure.
it's just everything.
Sure.
I'm going to sound, I mean, this is kind of where we're at in society. I don't think I'm saying anything too unusual here, but it's like if you approach a woman and you're an attractive male and it's good. Everything's cool, but if you do it and you're not an attractive male, then it's kind of creepy and icky and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing with Facebook requests. I mean, if it's just kind of the way our society holds standards right now. I don't know what she was doing at the bar other than drinking tequila and making a TikTok video, but I would assume if you're trying to up your social media profile, going to the restaurant bar wouldn't be the best place to do it. That maybe you would go to a club or a bar or a place with other singles, not the place where you just order a plate of tacos and work on your TikTok. But maybe that's what she was doing. I don't know. I mean, that's how people make their money, and I don't discredit any way somebody makes their money. That's your living.
Yeah.
You go do that. You go, you be you. You know,
it is true that she probably has a decent social media following and she makes money off of it. All that's true. Here's the thing I kept thinking to myself, like in the background. If you want to take a bunch of shots, like videos, whatever, of you sipping alcohol, but you don't want to get as hammered as I imagine she got when she walked out of that place, water. No one's going to know the difference. You're already faking the video by taking it 6,000 times. Just start sipping water in these shot glasses and don't keep ordering new shots. I wonder if she just wanted the drinks, but didn't think she would get away with it if she didn't, pretend she was doing TikTok. Maybe this was a disguise of something else. Like maybe the drinking was actually the plan and the TikTok videos was the excuse.
It was
I'm
a
not
disguise
really
of
sure.
alcoholism.
Yeah, it could be because there were so many, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I would think that maybe this would be an influencer, somebody paying for her tacos in her seat there at the bar, as opposed to what you and your wife were doing. We have to pay every cent for the meal, but she might have cut a deal with the Mexican restaurant. If that's the case. I think that's cool. Some people get really mad at influencers. I think they're hustling. I think they're making money. I don't like everything they do, of course, but nobody likes everything I do, and it works out well. This is how people get paid. And I know people say it's like, but when you're hustling, it's still working hard when you're trying to do the thing. And I know making videos isn't the same as breaking bricks, but you still have to make good videos and make money. I don't make money that way, but I know a lot of people do, and I think they're hard workers, So
I got to be honest, though, man, if that is true that she cut a deal with the bar, at some point when the shots kept flowing, they might have been regretting the deal. They might be like, we're going to have to make a lot more money for this to be okay because you're spending a lot of money on this alcohol because they were coming pretty regularly. So that part, I'm pretty sure, is something the bar might rethink next time.
Our spokesperson keeps ordering Patron. Can we get her down to the well tequila, please? She's taking all the good stuff.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the morning news. Matt's got your traffic.
All right, Craig, we look at northbound 65, and that crash is cleared in the south split. We still have an active crash on the northeast side. This is a bad one. It's westbound 465 between Allisonville Road and Keystone Avenue. 2 right lanes are closed, and traffic is stopped. Back to East 56th Street. That's going to be a delay of 19 minutes right now. And now there is a report of debris on the roadway, westbound 70 at West Street, causing a little bit of a slow through the area downtown. And on the south side, northbound 65 slows Keystone Avenue up to Raymond because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Allegations of government corruption, and the authorities allegedly let it go.
Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hammer and Nigel's show, big one this afternoon. It's Beer Sample Friday. The biggest stories in Indy, some barguments. Let's go.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What former President Biden's former chief of staff said during testimony Thursday, your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 80 degrees going up to 91. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31.
Someone wasn't willing to take the fifth. He answered questions.
Florida Congressman Randy Fine on Fox News a couple of minutes ago said he's glad lawmakers are finally getting some answers. He spoke about Ron Klain, former President Joe Biden's former chief of staff, who met behind closed doors with the House Oversight Committee Thursday.
A source tells Fox, Klain said Biden often confused names and proper nouns, and it got worse over time, yet he believed the former president still had the mental sharpness to serve as president and did not think he was too old for the role. A source tells Fox Klain told the committee that former National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan believed Biden was less effective in 2024.
And that's Fox News reporter Madeline Rivera. Tributes are still coming in for former professional wrestler Hulk Hogan, who died at the age of 71 on Thursday.
The first time I ever saw Hulk Hogan in person was at a wrestling show where I was in the audience, and it just blew me away. When he came out, the roof just literally blew off the place, and that was one of the moments of like, man, I think I want to be a professional wrestler because that's just incredibly cool.
And that's the Republican mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs, who used to go by the name Kane. He wrestled professionally and said Hogan inspired him to do it. Police say a Pendleton man and registered behavioral therapist committed sex crimes against children. The accounts in this story are disturbing. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
According to an alert from the Hamilton County Metro Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force based in Fishers, 31-year-old Alec Heggie was arrested this week and now faces 2 child molesting charges. Fishers Police Department Lieutenant Doug Baker, speaking with Wish TV, said Heggie's work included children with autism.
He has a position that works with children of a vulnerable area of our society, so we want to make sure that everybody's protected and people who can't speak for themselves, that we're there, we can speak for them.
Heggie spent 2 years at Changing Lives Behavior Analysis, Inc. in Anderson. The task force believes there could be more victims, and if there are, families are encouraged to come forward. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
2 runaway cows that spent more than a year roaming northwest Allen County have finally been caught. The animals escaped from a garage. They were spotted dodging traffic for a long time, running through the woods. The Allen County Sheriff's Office teamed up with a cowboy wrangler, and they used horses and 6 herding dogs to track the cows down. The roundup took about 6 hours, but the cows were eventually corralled and returned to their owners. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com at Cambridge Fieldhouse last night.
That'll do it. Fever 80, Aces 70. They've won 2 in a row against Vegas.
And that is John Nolan on the Indiana Fever Radio Network. The Fever locked in a win number 13, and they did it without Caitlin Clark, who's been dealing with a groin injury. Here's guard Sophie Cunningham.
She's day-to-day, and so we know that as a team, and so that's helpful to mentally prepare. But I really do think that if we have Caitlin, great, and we know how to play with her. If we don't have Caitlin, great, we know how to play without her.
And the Fever played the Chicago Sky on Sunday. The Indianapolis Colts defense will look a little bit different this year with the new coordinator, Lou Anarumo, who's in charge.
Coaches coach, players play. I think Lou is a great coach, and he's been doing a great job for us so far, and we're thankful to have him here in Indy.
That's defensive end Tyquan Lewis with JMV on 107.5 The Fan Thursday, and the Brickyard 400 back in Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Sunday. Several Hoosier drivers are ready to race. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Big.
Northeast side, right. Westbound 465 crash between Allisonville Road and Keystone Avenue. It blocks 2 right lanes. Traffic stop back to East 56th Street for a delay ringing in at 33 minutes. And then northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. And a crash on the exit from northbound 65 to northbound 465. It's on the left and right shoulders. Traffic slow as you make that exit. Traffic slow to West 56th Street. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interior is the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bathroom, flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit those showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 30% chance of showers, thunderstorms, mainly after 3 o'clock today. Partly sunny, hot, high of 93, heat index 101, 79 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Through early morning fog I see visions of the things to
Nice. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff to talk about out there. We just heard an amazing news story a second ago about the cows that were caught. This is incredible. And if you dive deeper into this thing in Allen County, these cows were on the run for like a year. And they were screwing up traffic. They were doing all kinds of stuff. I'm actually kind of sad they were caught. The investigators described the cows as having the ability to run like deer and that they were very elusive. And the way they were finally found, and it was in our news reporting on it, is a dude named Dallas Schlegg. This is real. I'm not making any of this up. Apparently, he's a dude from North Judson who is great at catching cows. So the Tornado Pine Ranch organization that's somehow connected to the cows and helped the police in the area, they got this dude Dallas out there, and he showed up. He does cowboy type duties. That's what he sells on his website. One of them is wrangling cows. and he caught the cows that had been on the run for a year on their own without anyone else being able to do it. So many aspects to this story that are just incredible. And again, I really want the cows to get out really soon. And then I want the second movie in this trilogy of Dallas getting these cows again, no matter how long it takes, Rambo style. I just imagine that's a thing. But I love this story. Matt Bear, were you aware of the cows that were blocking people on the roadways?
No, I was, but we've seen everything. I think I'm desensitized for the most part. We've had horses on our interstates here in Indianapolis. Gotcha. We've had cows. We've had lunar landings. In fact, Indianapolis being the lunar because we have so many potholes on our streets. No, I didn't hear about this, but I do think it's fascinating that a man from North Judson specializes in cowboy things. I think that's really cool. I mean, what a great life. Somebody, cows get out, cows get on the interstate. Somebody calls and says, dude, we need you.
Dude, I
need you right now. And you're the only guy that can do it.
I need Dallas Schlegel on this show next week when I fill in for Tony on Thursday and Friday. We need to talk to the cowboy guy who does cowboy stuff for a living and gets called in to find these cows that were on their own for a year. Again, they were on the run. Incredible. Cows don't make it a year on their own outside without being caught. I don't mean they can't live. I mean, they are usually a fairly easy to catch animal, I thought. But these two cows were special. So it took Dallas to bring them down. And I just find so much of this amazing. I think this should absolutely be a movie. As I said, again, a trilogy. I imagine at some point the cows will get on a plane that Dallas is on. It's just going to be fantastic. All right. Another thing out there.
Who should cows have the speed of cheetahs, by the way? I mean,
well, they have the speed of deer, though. Yeah. That's what they say about these cows.
They're very fast.
They're fast, like lightning fast for cows. They're the fastest two cows on the planet. All right, I'll move on from that story that fascinated me. Great job reporting in our newsroom. Fantastically done. A lot of people are upset with the way The Hill described Hulk Hogan. The Hill, when Hulk Hogan passed away yesterday, described him as a pro-Trump wrestling star, as like the entirety of their descriptor on their social media page. And that's actually the headline of the story. And people are livid with how much that simplifies who Hulk Hogan is and was, in a way that The Hill obviously demonstrates their Trump derangement syndrome or anything else. And so I wanted to take a moment again on the show. I know Matt Bear grew up watching wrestling. I did too. To talk about the specialness of Hulk Hogan. And there's no better way to do that than demonstrate how much he transcended the sport of wrestling that he was a part of. My favorite thing of Hulk Hogan is his appearance in Rocky III. He played the character of Thunder Lips, who is the world champion wrestler, and he beats up Rocky it's such an 80s thing. He beats up Rocky at the beginning of that movie, and like that was just such a cool moment because you saw the real Hulk Hogan playing a version of himself in a Rocky movie, and like I remember thinking as a little kid, like, man, that's amazing they got Hulk for this. Because it was incredible. What did you want to say, Matt, about Hulk
I was
Hogan?
just thinking about the clip you were talking about in Rocky III and Hulk Hogan's relevance in it. And it was like he was a heel. And it was the first time we'd all seen him as a heel. And Rocky was like the character Hulk Hogan, and he was Americana. And he was the little man, and he was sticking up for all the little men. And all of a sudden you see Hulk Hogan as a bad guy, and as a little kid, I'm like, what? I mean, it was surreal to me. But then even if you remember, after they get done fighting in the ring, Rocky and Hulk Hogan kind of reverts back into that good guy shaking hands, smacking him on the back and everything, and being like, yeah, we're cool and everything and all that. So he was still like good guy. He was still keeping up that persona of being the WWF at the time, the WWF, and their top personality, their top good guy. It was face. That's the wrestling term, face. He was the top face of the WWF. So it was still there. That was the brand of Hulk Hogan until he became Hollywood Hogan and the WCW in those days and reinvented his character. Man, it doesn't matter who dies, under what circumstances, it will be politicized first. And that's just the way we're doing it, and that's what The Hill did it here. Immediately you get the clicks, and I'm not surprised about it. I'm not even offended anymore. It is life. It is society, and this is kind of what we want, man. This is what we asked for, and I don't believe that about Hulk Hogan. I'm going to remember the good things, the fact that my first Saturday night's main event I ever watched on TV. I used to watch Saturday Night Live when main event would come on and be like, oh, it was the coolest thing. It was wrestling, all my favorite people on Saturday night, and it was just like, it was Disneyland Christmas all rolled up into one. And I remember a particular feud with Jake Roberts and Ravishing Rick Rude is my first introduction to wrestling. And now that I look back on that, that feud would not have made it on the Saturday night's main event without Hulk Hogan. He made all that possible. He made wrestling entertainment what it is today. Heard our friends over at The Fan doing their morning show as I was walking through the hallway a few minutes ago. They were saying, who was bigger, Hulk Hogan or The Rock? It's a hell of a great question, but I still have to give it to Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan brought it to the point of where it was. Now, Rock took it to another level, but it was on that level because of Hulk Hogan.
I would say, in response to that question, great question by our sister station at The Fan, that in terms of wrestling, it's easily Hulk Hogan. I think even though The Rock was a big-time wrestler, what made him truly famous is all the stuff he did after wrestling that was not truly tied to his wrestling career and didn't really bring attention back to the WWE. By the time that The Rock became a household name, he wasn't, actively wrestling as much. He was doing other things. Hulk Hogan always returned the spotlight to the World Wrestling Federation, the World Wrestling Organization that he was a part of and always felt tied to it throughout a majority of his career, even returning to it. Again and again and again later on. So I would say that if you're just looking at the wrestling celebrity status of either of those people, it's easily Hulk Hogan. But if you look at the totality of their popularity, there's probably a much harder debate to be had over to which of the two of them were more famous at the time of their peak in the world of wrestling. But I just don't think that The Rock actually returned the attention to anything other than himself, unlike Hulk, who did seem to always make it about himself and wrestling. And actually, I love the thing you referenced about the Rocky movie because it's so true. If anyone remembers the scene, and I have the audio, I was going to play it, but it's not as good. You can look it up yourself. Maybe I'll share it on social media. Like that 16 minutes of television or movie is incredible because he goes nuts. Hulk Hogan is in the stands. He's throwing people. He's picking up Rocky and throwing him out of the ring. Like, it's incredible. And then it ends with exactly what you said, like Hulk being like, good show, man. That was fun. Let me take a picture with you and the kid. And it's amazing because in that moment, also any of us that cared about, the celebrity status of a person like Hulk Hogan did realize, oh, okay, he is Hulk Hogan. He's not Thunderlips, this horrible, terrible, mean guy. He is the nice guy that we all expect him to be when he's taking the photo and, turning off the show, part of all of it. So, yeah, there's something uniquely sad about simplifying this man into his political feelings over the last however many years, regardless of who he was a supporter of. Because if he had been a supporter of the other side, I still would have been sad at his loss because of what he meant to, a very popular thing from my childhood in wrestling and Matt's. All right, we'll take a break. We got a lot coming up. Matt's got some traffic for us, 93 WIBC.
Craig, northeast side crash, westbound 465 between Allisonville Road and Keystone Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked and traffic is stopped. Past I-69 down to East 56th Street. My delayed time is 24 minutes. And then a crash on the exit from north. This is the northwest side, by the way. This northwest side interchange. Northbound 65 to northbound 465 crash on that exit. It is open, but partially blocked. Inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street to 465. Crash on the left shoulder at that 465 interchange. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Right now in downtown Indianapolis, it's 79 degrees. Expect a very hot day. 93 is the high, but the heat index is going to push it up to 101 as far as the temperature goes. And there also are some chances of showers and thunderstorms, say at about 3 o'clock or so. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Less than 3 weeks until the golf outing powered by Franciscan Health. Join us Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin for a perfect day on the course with your crew. Easy swings, cold drinks, and good vibes. Spots are going fast at 1075thefan.com.
Checking on your retirement portfolio may have slipped through the cracks. It's cool. It's fine. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth are standing by ready to freshen it up. Matt Bear here. Hey, Trajan can give you a second opinion on the direction of your retirement, making sure it's fully tuned into your visions of retirement, goals, timeline, all that. Set your first appointment. It's free. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. I like Trajan because they're great listeners. I offer my short and long-term goals. We talk about those, and they put together a portfolio that makes perfect sense for me and me only. I'm confident you'll have the same feeling after meeting with Trajan, okay? Call Trajan and learn more, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them, 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
Oh, please. Are you choosing this because I've talked about this or no?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you are. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Matt and Carl are hanging out as they do every single morning. I have currently been watching Smallville, which is the theme song that's being played right now. Mostly because, thank you, easy. Mostly because when I was in high school, this movie was on TV, and my buddy in high school freaking loved it. Like, loved it. Would talk about it all the time. And it talked about it so much that I wouldn't watch it. I was like, bro, I can't. It's going to be all Smallville all day long if I ever watch the show. And so now I'm finally doing it. And the dude is like, you're kidding me. All these years later. And I'm into like season 6 now. But I didn't know if that's why you chose that theme song, Carl. I am literally for the first time watching a bunch of the Superman show that is Smallville.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think it depends on, well, okay. I'll say that it's weird about when you binge watch something because like there's weak episodes and weak seasons, and part of you debates if you should just skip it. Like, do I need to see that? In the day and age of it was on television and you couldn't rewatch everything that you missed. If you got into a show, you might get into it in season 5 and not know all the things they're referencing. But now I think all of us feel like we have to do our homework. So like to binge watch a show, I have to watch it from season 1 in. The first season's not that great. The third season kind of drags. But by season 6, it feels like a comic book movie show. And I like that. So I'm in now. This is not a spoiler because the show has been off television for a long time. My current situation with this television show is Clark Kent is in the Phantom Zone after being sent there by Zod, who just became a character on the TV show, and I'm a fan. And Carl didn't know any of this was going to happen in response to the theme song he just played, but I'm deeply in to Smallville right now. And I do wonder if we could just skip seasons, if we like read they're bad, but I think we all feel like we have to watch the whole show. Now that it's all available online. I'm right about that, right or no?
It seems like every great show has 1 season or 2 seasons, sometimes 3 that you can skip and not miss any trouble. I mean, my favorite show of all time, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I think it's the longest running comedy with actors and actresses like real people ever.
And not cartoons,
Yes, it's like 18, 19 seasons. I can't remember, but there are some seasons in the middle of it, and we're in episodes where you're like, that's not for me. But you watch them, and you enjoy them because you don't want to lose the plot line. And there is something to, you're hanging out with the cast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure it's the same with Smallville. You feel like you get to know these people a little bit, and you do actually care about these characters and what's going to happen to them, even though in the case of It's All Sunny in Philadelphia, it's like the 5 worst people on the planet. But you still care what happens to them. I mean, we're not talking about anybody with the integrity of Superman here, but it's kind of like a family thing. You know, these guys, these actors and actresses are my age. You know, they're in their mid-40s, and I kind of grew up with them. So, yeah, you know, you watch the bad episodes too, but each great show has that season or that little hole in it.
It's terrible.
That's really bad that you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
But somebody else might enjoy it. You don't know. I mean, sure.
Well, and what's weird about it too to me, Matt, is like in the world of what didn't used to be, like what we now have is everything's at our fingertips. But if you did get into a show in like season 3 or 4 and it was bad, you probably never turn it on again.
Yeah.
Now I have to just barrel through it. I'm like, I got to watch 10 more of these episodes before I get to the season I think I'm going to like. But now it's good. Seasons, and I guess what I've heard is 8 and 9 are the best seasons of the show. So I'm getting closer and closer.
There. Oh, your binge is going to reward you soon. So exciting.
So right now, my wife and I are binging Yellowstone. And we started watching it because we got a new cable package and they gave us the Paramount channel for free. But they only gave us like the first 5 episodes of Yellowstone. And then it skipped to the second season. I go, maybe the first season was just like a pilot. And then like none of that stuff made sense. And my wife looked it up and goes, oh, we totally missed like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And so we went back and it all made sense. Back in the old days, you couldn't do that.
Did they charge you for those episodes or was it still part of the package?
No, it was kind of like a tease. So you could buy the Paramount.
Hate it.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Communism.
That's awful.
Yeah. It's really nuts.
I'm just going to say that now. Whenever anything I don't like happens, communism.
Okay, it works.
How dare you? People, yeah, it does. It does work for a lot of stuff. This has been a blast, guys. Thrilled to be on the show with you. I will be back next week, Thursday and Friday. Tony will be back on Monday to be a part of the show. I'm going to go watch 6 to 10 more episodes of Smallville, and I'll report back on Thursday as to how season 6 or 7 is going. But this has been fantastic. One more time, Matt's got traffic. See you guys later.
Thank you to everybody letting us hang out. And thanks to Tony for giving us a little time to chat here on the Tony Katz in the Morning News Show. And we do look forward to him coming back on Monday. It's Westbound 465.